Hi, good afternoon, Andre and Butcher on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Wow, it's another hot afternoon. Anyway, back to the event we go. We things ended up in a cliffhanger yesterday. We are now after the female general. I forgot her name. She was being controlled by that spider lady, right? Peak event? Yes, very peak event. It's so difficult to it's so difficult to let go of the story. If it weren't for the fact that I'm going to eat dinner yesterday, I wouldn't stop. But anyway, we're back again. You find yourself surrounded by countless fine wires. One wrong move might trigger the worst outcome. Oh boy. Hi, Jose.
Do you have a death wish?
It's hard to stand still with your paw pressing down on me. If we snap another thread, we'll all be turned into pincushions.
Oh boy.
I just blocked plenty of those darts for you, and you won't let me borrow your shoulder for support? Besides, if I really wanted to hurt you, I could have just shifted when that arrow came earlier. You'd be clutching your knee and crying now.
You're stuck in the middle of their endless bickering. The situation has been going on for a quarter of an hour since you all got caught in the traps. What the fuck? We got caught! Oh no, what's happening with the sounds? What is happening with my game? Is it good now? No. Okay. Seems to be okay. You two better switch your positions now.
Why?
I'm about to get leg cramps. The two carefully move away, finally allowing your stiff leg to relax. You feel slightly more comfortable in your new position, but the predicament you face hasn't improved in the slightest. You attempt to force your way through a few steps, but only end up triggering even more mechanisms.
These traps must have cost a fortune. Ice silk reinforced with dark iron core is invisible in sunlight. Plus a network of pressure plates buried underfoot. Quite a fancy game for those with a morbid taste.
Xiaofeng doesn't seem nervous at all. Instead, she can't resist reaching out to pluck at the silken threads dangling before her eyes.
You seem awfully familiar with this. You didn't set up these traps, did you? Why would the carefree mountain lord know so much about these elaborate, devious contraptions? You're looking rather suspicious here.
Hey now, you're being unfair. I'm simply knowledgeable and like to learn about these intricate little things you humans invent. How about this? To prove my innocence, let me try to unwind this thing a bit. Just a warning, my methods are a bit on the rough side. Don't blame me if I slip up and turn everyone into porcupines.
Oh boy. She leans in closer with a mischievous grin, only to be pushed away by Schwanger with a look of disgust.
Do you think we can't get out without you? I'm the most promising future hero of Ping'an Town, after all. Come on, young hero. It's time for us to show what we're made of.
Us? You have a plan?
I may not know much about martial arts, but I know this saying. There's always a solution within 3 steps. Where all the thread patterns converge is the nexus of this system. Destroy it, and we can be free.
I think the source is that female general.
Look! There's a groove at the top of that steel. That's got to be the key. But the threads are too dense along the way. I'll guide your movements.
You look to the left. Schwanger, brimming with confidence but weighed down by a bag full of medicine bottles. Then to the right, Xiaofeng, grinning carelessly but not to be trusted to ensure your safety. You sigh, duck under a thread, and head in the direction Schwanger indicated.
Move right 3 inches. Watch out for that horizontal thread.
Hi, Tedans! Welcome! This duo. They're both funny. They share the same brain cell. There's more than one horizontal thread here. You gather up the hem of your Eastern robe and slowly crouch down, lifting your head to watch those nearly invisible threads pass mere inches from your forehead. After painstakingly moving just 3 inches forward, that is so freaking precise. You're about to straighten up when you hear Schwanger gasp. Oh no, oh shit. A sharp snap comes from behind your head as the thread breaks. A bronze battle axe immediately crashes down from above, hitting the ground right beside your feet. Holy shit, that was close!
Whoa, thank you. Now things just got a whole lot harder.
Hey!
Ugh. It's all this mangy tiger's fault for interrupting me. Listen, let me start over. Bend backward, go between these 2 threads, then lift your foot.
Do we still trust her? I literally just finished this event. Asu has done it again at tearing out my heart in the best ways. What? Well, good thing I have tissue on my desk right now, so I'm prepared. You attempt to bend backward and get stuck halfway. Uh-oh. Despite making no big movements, you've already broken out in a thin layer of sweat. When the cold wind hits, your entire body stiffens. But you still focus on the next obstacle ahead, as Schwanger directed, hugging your arms close to your body as you begin to slowly lean backward. Be careful, Sheev! Oh boy. But you stop in the middle. Did you just say to bend backward while lifting my foot at the same time? Is that even humanly possible?
Listen to me instead. Move 3 steps to the right, then drop into a horse stance. I've done the math. From that distance, you can dodge 4 traps at once. Much more efficient.
We are risking our lives here. And this too, I'm not sure if we could trust them. Oh boy. You can't hold out this position much longer anyway, so you close your eyes, steel yourself, and take a step as Xiaofeng suggested. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 crossbow bolts fly just over your head, slicing off a few strands of hair. Okay, we're still safe. Fortunately, you were crouched in the horse stance, or those bolts would have gone straight through your head. From this point on, you don't dare make another careless move. Oh boy.
You mangy tiger, you nearly got someone killed. You can clearly see that all the threads on the right are connected to an underground crossbow.
That's why she said we should position ourselves in a horse stance. What?
Hey, I'm thinking 10 moves ahead. And no one got shot, alright? This time it'll be fine. Take another half step left, push aside those 2 threads.
Oh my god. Why is things so freaking difficult? Your shushers is a plane, I see.
Don't touch them. That floor tile is slightly higher than the others. There might be another trap underneath that's sensitive to pressure.
Ugh, don't you trust the judgment of the Great White Tiger Mountain Lord? I've never made a wrong move during all my travels all these years.
You just lost to us once today. Young hero, you should listen to me instead. I was the one who discovered the Nexus. Trust my keen eyes.
I don't know, man.
Ugh, what good are keen eyes? Look at those skinny limbs. You're too scrawny to even be Meowy's snack. Aren't you embarrassed, shouting, "I want to be a great hero," in that squeaky little voice of yours all the time?
Xiaofeng is so funny, man. Is that a drink? Muscle mom. Yeah, she's our drunk tiger aunt.
I'm just not lucky enough to have been born with a stronger body. Otherwise, I would have long since become the famous founder of the tiger-beating staff techniques.
He's making up something again.
Oh no, you're cursed with bad luck too? All the more reason not to listen to your instructions.
The two of them argue endlessly. Without anyone giving directions, you finally find yourself calming down and focusing your attention on the thread patterns before you. After all, Ma Ling laid these traps in haste. Though the threads crisscross in a bewildering tangle, the underlying principle is actually quite simple. You discovered that the key lies in the hidden triggers at each thread's end. By watching whether the endpoints go taut as you move, you can anticipate danger. So Chief have figured it out, thank goodness. Sassy drunk muscle tiger aunt ready to eat you in other... Yeah, she just stepped on us yesterday. It's like dealing with two hellas. Oh my god, you're right. Perhaps you can break through the patterns on your own. Yeah, I think it's better rather than listening to the two bickering idiots. You take a step forward tentatively. Go, Chief. The threads hang quietly. Nothing happens. Thank goodness. Chief, you should have just done this earlier. Another step. Still safe. Having taken several steps without incident, you grow even bolder. Before long, you've already drawn close to the nexus Schwanger pointed out earlier. You know, Chief is really agile and flexible and kind of strong in this event, huh? Feeling a rush of relief, you duck down again to avoid another thread in front of you. But the moment your weight settles, the green tile beneath your foot sinks. And a series of mechanical clicks echoes from all directions at once. Uh-oh! Dodge! Several poison crossbow bolts straight toward you in a rapid succession. As you dodge, your shoulders and sleeves brush against even more threads. One trigger sets off the next, and soon the entire corridor's traps are activated. Oh my fucking god.
The poison bolts are a decoy. The real threat is coming your way.
Oh no. Almost instantly, a muffled mechanical roar echoes from the far end of the corridor as a white ash spear comes hurtling straight at you. You twist aside just in time, but the spear doesn't stop, flying towards Schwanger, trapped helplessly in the web of threads. Oh god! Xiaofeng lunges forward to intercept it, but the threads limit her range, and her fingertips miss the spear's tail by mere inches. I think she can dodge this! You have no time to think. You scan your surroundings, push off on your toes, and hurl yourself directly into the thickest cluster of threads. Chief!
No! There's a chain of mechanisms there. You'll...
The floor beside you bursts open, shooting out iron caltrops and tripwires. Though they can't bring down the spear entirely, they manage to knock it off course by several inches. That's actually very quick thinking of Chief. Using all those mechanisms to try and stop the spear. The spear tip grazes past Schwanger's ribs and embeds itself in a corridor pillar. Schwanger is safe. But where you landed, the tiles are sinking, and a cloud of purple poison gas erupts from the cracks, instantly filling your vision. Oh shit! Chief is poisoned! The gas carries a pungent, sickly sweet fragrance that floods your nose and mouth. Your throat burns, then your limbs seize up before going limp as wet clay. You can't summon the slightest bit of strength. Everything before your eyes begins to sway and blur. Schwanger's panic cries and the lingering mechanical noise quickly grow muffled and distant, dissolving into a low drone. Just before your vision fades to black, a frigid voice cuts through the fog.
Hold your breath.
Oh my god. She came to save us. But where is our companions though? A white flash from the blade cleaves through the air, instantly dispersing the poison gas in its wake and severing the countless ice silk threads. The hidden weapons triggered at the other end of those threads are also instantly struck down and shattered like rotten wood. Damn. She's aura farming. Every time she enters into a scene, man. Through the swirling snow and lingering mist, a slender figure in white descends gracefully. She stands against the light, straight back like a pine tree, the sword in her hand a hazy shadow. In your dazed state, you think you glimpse winter plum blossoms blooming from the blade's edge. Are you hallucinating from the poison? Man,
Gather your breath
she's so
in your
pretty.
abdomen and guard your heart. Try to keep the poison from rising.
Her silhouette, her voice, even the technique of that sword strike just now. Everything matches perfectly with the person behind the curtains at the banquet yesterday. It's the master of North Snow Manor, Jichuan. Jichuan always comes to save the day. And also, man, I love how cool she is. Every single time she appears in a scene.
This is the guidance of the flames.
Crush them all!
Your G.
Hold your breath. Don't move.
Just opening your mouth makes your throat tighten up. Sharp burning pain shooting straight to your lungs. Darkness floods your vision, leaving only blurred patches of color and light swaying before your eyes. Jichuan has led you away from the poison gas and helped you sit down in the clearing behind the mid-lake pavilion.
Purple haze burns when it meets blood and turns solid in your veins. If you speak now, the poison will follow your breath and attack your heart even faster. Do you have a death wish, young hero?
The way she calls you, young hero, feels strangely familiar. Before you can dwell on it, her palm is already pressed against your back, and a gentle yet irresistible flow of internal force begins to course through you. Hello, Chief. Yeah, hello. Welcome, Edelfolium. The way she says feels strangely familiar. Maybe I am actually suspecting Schwanger as Jichuan yesterday, so maybe that's it. That's why it seems familiar. And now that you think about where is Xiaofeng and Schwanger, right? Are they okay? You want to turn back to look at her, but her other hand gently presses down on your shoulder. Are we lying on her lap or something?
I told you not to move. If you do, the poison will spread even further. The poison in your meridians has already passed 3 critical points. Delay another moment, and even I won't be able to save you. If you insist on not trusting me, shall I just let you be?
What is the story about? It's a long story. Is she saving someone again? We're actually investigating the place for... I'm not sure if you know about Aurum Secretum. Because it seems like they're tracking some Aurum Secretum machines in this place. So we get to meet a lot of amazing characters and interesting heroes along the way while we are in the mission. Also, what the fuck happened with Shorl now that I remember? You finally settle down, controlling your breathing and focusing your mind as you sit still as told. The healing process is long and delicate. But on this scene, the one getting saved is actually Chief, because Chief got poisoned earlier trying to save Schwanger. And now Jichuan is trying to save her. Her internal force gradually merged with the chi flowing through your body, drawing out the poison's chill little by little. You can even sense the rhythm of her breathing clearly, light and controlled. Each breath stirring the air and gently brushing against the strands of loosened hair by your ear. Strangely, the shackles aren't disturbed by her power, nor do they resist it. A form of indescribable subtle resonance quietly forms between you during this silent flow of energy. Seems to be a connection between the two. You lose track of how much time passes, but gradually the tightness in your chest eases, and the burning pain in your throat mostly fades away. Finally, you can speak again. Why did you save me?
I was taken by a whim.
Oh. Jie Wubei and Xu Shen both died gruesomely. At the banquet, you spoke relentlessly. You seem to be anticipating the bloodshed. Could someone be calculating be so easily taken by a whim?
What about you, then? You protected Schwanger when you were surrounded by those traps. Why was that?
Because she's our companion. She's my friend. Yeah, she was in danger. She's my friend. She's not from the same world as those martial heroes. Just an ordinary girl who looks up to them. Perhaps you've possessed such extraordinary power for so long that you've forgotten ordinary people have no way to protect themselves from these schemes and conspiracies. I love Chief so much. In that situation, I had to find the best solution. Saving her was my instinct in that moment.
Then, this is my instinct too.
You don't understand what she means. Perhaps you've never understood this manner master from the start. The flow of energy between you continues in silence. The poison being slowly drawn like delicate threads from your meridians and absorbed into her body.
I saved you because you remind me of an old friend.
You have friends, even though you've lived in seclusion for years?
I did. When I was very, very young, I was born with an incurable disease. As a child, I spent most of my days beside the medicine cauldron. I was a burden who could never inherit the manor. I hated the bitter taste and refused to take my medicine, always sneaking out to buy sweets instead. At the town entrance, I met a child around my age. She was homeless, yet more spirited than anyone else. Even though we were complete strangers, she would stand in front of my scrawny body and swing her dusty little fists at the bullies.
You feel her internal force growing even gentler, like a spring stream melting ice flowing warmly through your limbs and meridians.
Together, we made the dishonest butcher return every copper coin he'd overcharged to an old lady, chased off thugs who extorted money from peddlers, and returned a stolen rattle drum to a child from the town. Back then, I knew little about martial arts. Yet I felt more truly alive than I ever have since.
Her tone is gentle and unhurried, completely different from the intimidating presence in the meeting hall. You can hear nostalgia and even sadness in her voice. Are you healing me because of that old friend?
I failed to keep the promise I made to her. Now, seeing you and Schwanger, I hope you two can have a better ending.
Oh my god, what happened to her friend? What is their promise? Is her friend dead already? Possibly, huh? What promise? She doesn't answer. The snow falls silently, leaving only the gentle mingling of your breaths. Gradually, the poison recedes. You begin to gradually make out the pavilion corridor before you and feel the warmth of her palm against your back through your clothes.
Bear with me. The superficial poison is cleared, but the residue is still deep in your heart meridian. This final step requires me to guide it out with my chi, to open your channels and break through the blockage.
You catch the suppressed trembling in her voice. Before you can react, she pushes forcefully with her chi, and searing pain crashes over you like a tidal wave.
First, your chest will feel frozen. Then your limbs will go numb and tingly, followed by a burning sensation in your abdomen. Don't be afraid. These are all normal signs that the poison is being purged.
But why does it sound like she's the one
If you
hurting
feel
now?
weak, don't force yourself, and just lean against my hand. I'll hold you up.
Just like an old Chinese martial arts movie or show. It's like one of those wuxia sea dramas I watch on Netflix. I already have a lead on who killed the scholar and Jie Rubei's murder on the first night. That wasn't you either, was it?
Don't use your internal force within 3 days after the detoxification. Avoid alcohol and cold foods. Soon after sunset, you should rest and regulate your breathing.
Why won't you answer? You brought everyone here. What's your real purpose?
If you care about your own safety, after the detoxification is complete, just pretend you never saw me here.
Is she somehow stuck here for a reason? Because it seems like the old man yesterday was saying there seems to be like a debt that must be repaid in this place. Is there a curse running here? Is she cursed? Does she need human sacrifices to survive or something? Man, and she doesn't even want to answer Chief on why she gathered everyone here. Did you leave the Red Plum denunciation? You're manipulating these martial heroes. What's your motive behind all this? You both simultaneously cough up mouthfuls of black blood that splatter horrifyingly across the snow. But what follows is a sudden lightness and clarity washing over your entire body. That Codex of Snowquell Arts. When you turn around, there's nothing behind you. Only 2 pools of black blood remain on the snow, like a pair of linked plum blossoms painted with ink. I love how that's somehow says that Chief and Jichuan are now somehow connected to each other. I'm not sure if Jichuan is actually okay. She seems to be... She sounds struggling while trying to heal Chief earlier. The bitter wind howls past, sweeping away any lingering traces of her presence. Only the warmth of her palm remains, still burning vividly against your back. You stand stunned in the snow. On a bare branch nearby, those two little birds appear again, pecking at each other irritably before flying off in opposite directions.
What's on your mind?
Where were you? And where is Schwanger? Xiaofeng leaps out of nowhere, and before she's even steadied herself, her hand is already reaching over to grasp your wrist.
Looks like someone beat me to playing nice. Too bad. This mountain demon you suspected of heartless murders was just planning to come and heal your injury.
With the fake claw marks and the traps designed to kill any witnesses, you're clearly you're cleared of all suspicion in the scholar's case. I believe we're both aware of that. You're not the one I'm after.
Oh, so now you're cutting ties with me. How cruel.
Where's Schwanger? Didn't she come out with you?
She slipped away faster than the mountain sparrow. You'll have to look for her yourself. I need to go back and take it.
That is so sus. I really think Schwanger and Jichuan are related somehow. Aren't we going to confront Ma Ling and ask her why she framed you?
There won't be a need anymore. The general
Why?
already died in
What?
a trap.
Oh no, there's another dead body. Oh.
Now the righteous general and the protector of the people was nothing but an ambitious schemer underneath.
Oh.
She dug a trap for her enemies and ended up falling into it herself. I suppose this was an outcome she deserved. The human world is indeed inferior to my mountains, where the order of survival is simple and honest.
With these casual musings, she shoulders her wine gourd and strolls away into the distance. Behind the ornamental rocks, a figure in white stands quietly, watching it all unfold. As the north wind sweeps by, her complexion appears several shades paler than the snow itself. Oh no. A sign of the poison still coursing through her system. Yet, colder than her ashen face is the gaze with which she watches the manor. She clutches a scroll in her hand, eyes downcast as she watches the violence slowly subside. The martial world's true nature strips itself bare inch by inch against the bloodied snow, and the last glimmer of light in her eyes finally dies. Before turning to leave, she raises her hand and ties the red plum denunciation to a withered plum branch. Red Plum Denunciation 3. Golden spears and iron steeds now all rust in graves. Arrowheads forged with blood still seek revenge unpaid. In the realm of decay, if a rotten trunk is to hold the sky, the world shall hear no song of spring, only a muted cry. Well, there's only just how many more people? The lady in the wheelchair, this peacock man, who else? The grandpa, Xiaofeng and Schwanger. That's it. Man, determine the time of death. Oh boy, okay. We're gonna examine a dead body once again. Perhaps you can deduce that what happened by examining the surrounding. You crouch down to examine the bloodstains on the ground. They still feel warm on your fingertips. Ma Ling died mere moments ago. Yin Yan Shen and Shen Wancho stands off to the side. The robes of both men have been torn, with sleeves and hem slashed open sharply, and they're too busy to arrange their clothing. The two argue in hushed tones, their words laced with anger and suspicion. Clearly, they were also assailed by the trap formations on their way here. You and Xiaofeng were just trapped together by the mechanisms, and after that, the Manor Master personally treated you for the poison, so the killer cannot possibly be either of them. That leaves only one possibility. Ma Ling's killer is among these three: Yin Yan Shen, Shen Wancho, and Ji Guining, who has yet to arrive. Is it actually the lady in the wheelchair? I did not suspect her at all. Wait, hold on. Perhaps you can find clues about the case by examining Ma Ling's body. Murder mystery time, yes. Weapons of all kinds lie strewn all over the scene in disarray, as though a brutal struggle has just taken place. Ma Ling kneels on the ground, her halberd falling from her grasp. Her armor is in tatters, with several blades protruding from her side, shoulders and back. Blood streams through the gaps in her armor, staining the white snow beneath her crimson. Like a defeated general, she still struggles to hold herself upright, refusing to fall. You move closer to examine her, but Shen Wancho's shout stops you in your tracks. Why? She should really add coroner to her resume with all these events, having her look at the body. Exactly. You're right. How many events have turned into a murder mystery kind of setting? There's been a lot. Watch out! Ma Ling set up these traps all along the path. I barely escaped with my life. She was putting on an act. She wanted to kill us all and claim the codex for herself. Ma Ling is the true Manor Master. Oh my god, you're stupid. No, she isn't. You don't answer him. Instead, you walk straight to Ma Ling and search through her garments. Soon, a blood-soaked note slips from her chest. Shu Shen has taken the codex down the mountain. You look up as the snow lashes against her face. Every clue points to a single answer. The one who killed Shu Shen staged the scene, ambushed everyone, and the one who wanted to secure the codex before the others did was Ma Ling. Schwanger stands beside you now, her face ashen. The death and betrayal she has witnessed this past 2 days far exceeds even her darkest imaginings of the martial world. Wait. Shu Shen is the scholar, isn't she? I mean, isn't he? If I remember correctly. I wish I could take Schwanger's hand, but I still cannot. Comfort Schwanger. You try to comfort Schwanger, but she doesn't seem to hear you. Her gaze simply rests on the corpse slowly disappearing beneath the snow. Eyes vacant. This place is in utter disarray. Wait, let me confirm that. Yeah, Shu Shen is the scholar. He got the codex, but he died. Ma Ling probably tried to get it. But someone knew, so someone killed Ma Ling. So who is really the culprit here? There's only 3 more people. Is it really the lady in a wheelchair, man? I am awfully curious. Wait, let's finish this and then we'll read through the new additions. Maybe all of them. Because of greed, possibly. Weapon lies strewn across the scene in chaotic disarray. This doesn't look like the site of a duel between 2 people, but a battlefield where armies clashed. You crouch down to examine the weapons scattered all over the ground. Their design, positioning, and the way they work in tandem. All of it matches the network of traps you encountered earlier. Only this time, the one caught in the traps is none other than the very person who laid them. Judging by your disheveled state, I take it you also fell prey to Ma Ling's traps like I did. As I did. This is Ma Ling's signature technique. Might of hundreds. She channels her internal force to control all her troops at once or create lethal traps with mechanisms. Who would have thought such a seemingly honorable hero would turn out to be a master schemer? She killed Xu Shen and framed the Mountain Lord, only to walk into her own death trap. Investigate the trap. Investigate Ma Ling's cause of death. Do we gacha again? Oh boy. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this one. Oh my god, I freaking lost. You can try 4 more times. Good. Okay. I won. Thank goodness we can try again. You don't rush to a conclusion. Instead, you trace the trajectory and impact points of each weapon, piecing together what truly transpired. Gradually, a picture forms in your mind. Ma Ling didn't die in her own trap. She channeled her internal force and unleashed Might of Hundreds, her signature technique. But all the weapons instantly reversed direction and aimed right back at her. Her opponent redirected her own attack against her. This must be a master whose martial prowess far surpassed Ma Ling's. Who has the power to do that? I can't imagine the old guy, nor the peacock guy. Is it actually the lady in the wheelchair? Oh my god. Perhaps he can find evidence here that Ma Ling framed Xiaofeng. Sure enough, he finds several more crow-beak darts among the scattered weapons on the ground. The dart is short and heavy, its blade curving like a bird's sharp beak. If used at close range, it could easily tear open a wound that closely resembles a claw mark. By comparing the crow-beak dart with the claw marks on Xu Shen's corpse, you can easily confirm who his true killer is. I see you've noticed it too, young friend. Ma Ling used his very darts to leave wounds on Xu Shen's chest. Which means Xu Shen's killer wasn't the White Tiger Mountain Lord. It was Ma Ling. We already know that. Question Yin Yanshen. You can't help but raise your head to meet Yin Yansheng's gaze. Your tone steady. With your expert medical knowledge and experience in martial world, Dr. Yin, how could you not have noticed that Xu Shen was found how could you not have noticed that Shu Shen's wound was fake? I am indeed quite ashamed. The corpse was disemboweled and there were those white tiger tracks in the snow. I misjudged and naively assumed it was the work of a savage beast. Now he is acting very sussy. I think he already noticed since he's knowledgeable about medicine, right? Hi, Vivian Diagram. Welcome. It was unthinkable that Maling would go to such lengths to fake those claw marks with her weapons and frame another person. That was oversight on my part, indeed. You don't press him further. You simply pocket the crowbeak darts and remain silent. Everyone is sauce. And here's the lady in the wheelchair. Wait, let's go out first. What is this? Ah, okay. I'm interested in this. Ji Gwinning arrives late. She doesn't seem to have rushed to the scene. Everyone is acting sus, man. I don't know. Who is the real suspect here? Ji Gwinning maneuvers her wheelchair to a gradual stop. Her gaze sweeping across the snow-covered ground and the corpse. Her expression falters for a brief moment. I've arrived too late. I can't believe General Ma has already been killed. You briefly relay everything you've heard along the way. Ji Gwinning listens with a rapt attention, and only after you finish does she let out a soft sigh. In that case, it appears the one who murdered young Master Shu was indeed General Ma. She staged the crime scene and framed the White Tiger Mountain Lords, then set traps along the way to ambush you all to meet her end within her own snare. There's just one thing that I can't quite fathom. You were delayed by the traps and I've only just arrived myself. The Manor Master couldn't have appeared out of thin air to murder General Ma, could she? We can't say to her that we just got saved by Jichuan. Perhaps the killer is extremely cunning. Maybe they feigned a late arrival after murdering General Ma. Thanks for the save, Schwanger. You make it sound as though I'm the killer. If I truly possessed such martial prowess, I would have led everyone down the mountain long ago. But you are one of my suspects. Chidori the murderer. No, we are not the one who murdered anyone. Right now, what matters most is to steady our spirits. If you trust me, I'm willing to help coordinate our efforts. As she says this, her gaze slowly settles upon you. Tell me, young miss, do I have your trust? No? I really have to choose. I will stay cautious instead. Stay cautious. Lady G, I'm not distrustful toward you, but we've already confirmed the Manor Master is among us. We must all stay vigilant. This vigilance goes both ways. I am just as wary of you as you are of me. Only by staying alert and maintaining the utmost caution can we prevent anyone else from becoming the next victim. Your thoughtful answer wins the martial hero's agreement. Ji Gwinning gives a wry smile before reluctantly nodding in acceptance. Thank you for that, Chief. Now we should do some Fruit Ninja. So I can level up my skills. Then we level up. What do we level up? How many do we need? 300. Okay. Very pog. What is this? The Martial Way Budding Master. Sparring with Northwell's martial heroes has earned you Budding Master trait, which unlocks dialogue options with this tag. Imitating the moves and cobbling together techniques. From here and there, you finally grasp the basics of new rudimentary skill. Right. Who do we question here? What is this? It looks like Shen Wancho is searching for something on Ma Ling's body. This dude is also sus. Oh. Maybe everyone is really the murderer. Everyone's just trying to kill each other. Shen Wancho slips on a pair of fine gloves and covers his mouth and nose with his silk handkerchief before searching all over Ma Ling's corpse. Maybe he's trying to search for the codex, perhaps? Clearly, he's not searching for Ma Ling's cause of death, but that legendary codex. Snowquell Arts. Stop Shen Wancho suggests burying Ma Ling. I think let's just bury Ma Ling. Yeah. You reach out to stop Shen Wancho, your tone neutral yet firm. Enough. Ma Ling is dead. It's not respectful to keep tossing her body around. We should give her a proper burial. Shen Wancho glances at you but doesn't argue. He simply lets out a cold snort and steps back. He is so full of himself. You stare at Ma Ling, despite having killed, schemed, framed an innocent, and dragged the entire manor into this bloodbath. She is nothing more than a cold, stiff corpse in the snow now. No matter what she did when she was alive, now that she's dead, she deserves a resting place. Then, let's move her to a secluded spot on the mountain for now, together with young Master Shu and Master Rube. Once the snow melts and the path is clear again, we'll bring them down the mountain for proper burial. Ji Guining nods and slowly maneuvers her wheelchair forward. She says nothing, simply helping you arrange the body and clean away the bloodstains in silence. Schwanger's affinity for you has increased. Yay! What do we have here? Oh, wait. Let me see what's this one. What's with Grandpa? The moment you approach Yin Yan Sheng, he straightens his sleeve and leans closer to you. Oh? What are you going to say to us, Grandpa? You pass by Yin Yan Sheng and notice his inscrutable gaze shifting between you and Schwanger. In the next instant, he suddenly reaches out and grips your arm, which is hard enough to stop you from backing away. What do you want, Grandpa? Break free from his grip. Yeah. Use martial arts. Oh no. Again? Why can't we win? It's now a tie. You shift your internal energy and rotate your wrist, smoothly withdrawing your hand. At the same time, you lift your sword sheath slightly, the tip pointing back in a subtle defensive stance. When did Chief learn martial arts, huh? Yin Yan Sheng immediately releases his grip and jumps back half a step, creating distance between you. Impressive reflex, young hero. But this old man meant no harm. I simply had a sudden whim to read your fortune, that's all. Really? What if you poison us suddenly? Not only are you a medical expert, but you also practice fortune telling. I am truly in awe of your talents, Dr. Yin. It's a shame that I don't put much stock in fate and destiny. Nonetheless, thank you for your thoughtfulness. Perhaps all the sword training with Augustus is coming in handy. Perhaps. Did they learn... did they train on... Never mind. Fair enough. Yin Yansheng narrows his eyes, an eerie smile playing at the corner of his mouth as he retreats somewhat awkwardly. I was about to say, did they train in bed also? But don't mind me, that's just me and my stupid mind. Where were we? Okay. It's all over. It's all over. Oh, this is the point where she died. Okay. It's all over. At North Snow Manor, Maling looks down at the weapon piercing her body from all sides. The red tassel of her halberd hangs like a tattered battle standard, and for a moment, she's back on that battlefield from years ago. Back then, she was nothing more than a routed soldier crawling out of heaps of corpses, bleeding and starving. She decided to become a bandit. She picked up a long blade and headed for the nearest village to rob for some food. But there was no village nearby, only a thatched hut, and inside, an old woman, utterly alone in the world. The old woman wasn't afraid of her blade. Out of pity, she gave Maling a few steam buns. Maling devoured them so ravenously she nearly choked. The old woman patted her back and told her to stay the night. When night fell, enemy soldiers came, searching for any living opponents. The old woman hid Maling in a haystack and went out alone to deal with the soldiers. But before she could say more than a few words, someone swung a blade. The old woman's body crumpled to the ground. Oh my god. Maling knew she couldn't fight them. So she stayed hidden in the hay, watching as her enemies set fire to the house just for sport. Tears streamed down Maling's face as she bit down hard enough to crack her own teeth. She swore an oath. If she ever became a martial hero, she would be the strongest person in the world and fight all the injustice in this world. She would never forget this day. She would never allow herself to be weak again. You know, I feel bad for the backstory. If you read through the backstory of this martial hero, especially the dead ones, you feel bad for them because they've experienced hardship in their lives. That's why they became the way they are. I think Chief's desk would be her favorite place to train. Oh my, I didn't know they want to play like that. Whose point of view is this? Ah, okay. It's a boy. Why are you leaving that here? The White Tiger Mountain Lord won't accept it, the boy beside her says. This is the best paper crane I've ever folded. I'm offering it to the Mountain Lord so she will help find my doll. The girl mimics the reverent bowing gesture she has seen from her father. Oh, don't be stupid. The Mountain Lord doesn't have time for your trivial errands. She is the legendary martial hero of White Tiger Mountain. You think she'll help you find a doll? The boy scoffs. But suit herself. The Mountain Lord won't touch her offering if she doesn't want to grant your wish. She won't take your silly paper crane. With that, the boy runs off to play outside the shrine. The girl waits through the night. The next day, she rushes eagerly to the shrine to check. The paper crane seems to have been touched, but it's still there. It seems the Mountain Lord didn't accept her offering. She'll never find the doll. Does the White Tiger Mountain Lord truly listens to our prayers? The girl wonders. I think she does. Probably Xiaofeng is still looking for it. What do we have here? Faced with the third victim, the martial heroes fall silent. The body lies face down in the snow, blood still warm. A cold wind sweeps across the courtyard, where the rattling blades make a mournful cry. The martial heroes stand around silently. Finally, Ji Guining speaks. Ma Ling is dead. Only a handful of us remain in the manor. The manor master is undoubtedly hiding among us. I still don't know what you're after. But Manor Master Jiang, listen well. If you think we'll simply bare our necks for the blade, you're sorely mistaken. The Manor Master is expected to strike again tonight. We'll follow young Master Shen's plan. If anyone spots the Manor Master, don't engage. Whistle immediately to alert the others and retreat to the meeting hall to regroup. I refuse to believe that she alone can take all our lives while we stand together. She's nothing but a coward lurking in the shadows. Her righteous words earn a chorus of approval from the martial heroes. Everyone clenches their teeth in fury, eager to hunt down the Manor Master and end this nightmare. Something sears within you, because it is not Jichuan's fault. She's being framed by these people. Tell them the Manor Master purged your poison. Is it okay to tell that? Hold on, everyone. The Manor Master did not kill Ma Ling. Just now, Xiaofeng and I were ambushed on our way here and fell victim to the deadly purple haze poison. It was the Manor Master herself who treated me. Judging by the timing, she couldn't possibly have been here when this happened. Yes, I saw her too. She was dressed in white, exactly like the figure we saw at the banquet. How naive. Have you already forgotten? At yesterday's banquet, she conjured an illusion of herself right before our eyes to trick us. Your poisoning and subsequent treatment were nothing but another layer of her deception. She wants to sow discord among us, turn us against each other, and make us destroy ourselves. Young Master Shen speaks the truth. Whether you saw the real Manor Master or a double, she did declare her intent to take our lives. Everyone here heard her loud and clear. Ji Guining falls silent. She lowers her gaze, her expression serene, having already aligned herself with the martial heroes. What could we... Oh. Okay. We can talk to Schwanger. You decide to share your deduction about the killer with Schwanger. You stroll slowly with Schwanger along the corridor of the mid-lake pavilion. Night wind skims across the lake, its chill cutting to the bone. From here... Oops. I accidentally pressed it. Night wind skims across the lake, its chill cutting to the bone. From here you can see the guest rooms. More than half of the lights that glowed on the first night have gone dark. You share your conclusion with her. Ma Ling's killer is among Yin Yan Sheng, Shen Wanshou, and Ji Guining. If they come after us, I don't know if we can take them. Schwanger's voice is thick with worry. The night only makes her look more frail, her face even paler. It's even similar to Jichuan because she absorbed the chief's poison earlier, right? Your martial arts foundation may be shallow, but the highly concentrated mania here builds up power within you steadily. Besides, all three suspects are sinners. With the shackles at your command, victory isn't beyond reach. Ah, so this actually somehow explains why Chief seems to be really strong in this event, huh? It's because the mania here is the concentration is high, so her power within her is increasing steadily. There you go. Don't be afraid. If it comes to that, I'll protect you. All the wannabe heroes want to be the protector. Come to think of it, I should be the one protecting you. In fact, I'm still thinking about what you said earlier. You told me instead of trying to be a great hero, I should be myself first. I should draw my sword only when I want to. But how can that be right? Isn't a hero someone who doesn't hesitate to draw their sword when it matters? You don't need to be a hero. A hero doesn't have to shoulder everything. I want to say this chapter 13 or maybe over and over again in Path to Nowhere. They always say a hero doesn't have to shoulder everything alone. Yeah. You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to become a hero. You just need to be yourself. When you stay true to who you are, you'll become a hero. I don't understand. You foreigners talk in even more roundabout ways than the scholar of Northwild. If you really do plan to stay in Ping-An Town, I could get you a teaching job. That is, if we actually make it out of here alive. You nod. Your shadows stretch low across the corridor's stone path. Two solitary figures standing against the blizzard. Are they watching us? Who are those people? Return to your room to rest. Okay. You return to your room to sort through your thoughts about the case. All is silent in the pitch black night. Shorl remains unresponsive. Shorl remains useless. Fortunately, such advanced technology is beyond the understanding of the people here in Northwild. So you've been able to carry it without raising suspicion. You sketch several crude plum blossoms in the snow with a twig, each one representing a guest at the manor. The first night, Jie Wubei died in his guest room. His death was gruesome, killed by a strange poison that made him vomit his guts out. It's the same poison that was used to Chief earlier, right? You draw an X over Jie Wubei's plum blossom. Everyone assumed it was the Manor Master's doing at the time, meant to intimidate the heroes. Who would have thought the real killer was the timid-looking Shu Shen? Shu Shen received a threatening note at night and decided to flee the manor. The next morning, Shu Shen was found buried within the snow guardian lion at the manor's entrance. Everyone thought it was an open provocation for the Manor Master. Judging from Shu Shen's wounds and the traces around the scene, all evidence pointed to Xiaofeng. But it was in fact Ma Ling who murdered Shu Shen. She staged the crime scene to frame Xiaofeng and even made excuses to disperse the group so she could set traps along the route and eliminate them all. You cross out the plum blossom representing Shu Shen, then turn your gaze toward Ma Ling. I think the next person who's going to die is probably the peacock guy. Maybe. Known as the General Invincible, Ma Ling always presents herself as bold and chivalrous, so it's shocking that she was capable of such acts. On our way to confront her, we accidentally triggered her traps, which even contained the rare poison purple haze that was used to murder Jie Wubei. The next morning, when we found Ma Ling, she had already died in her own maze of traps. Based on the time of death, the killer couldn't possibly have been the Manor Master or Xiaofeng. You erase Ma Ling's plum blossom and look toward the immortal healer, young Master Brocade, and the princess. Yin Yansheng is gloomy and eccentric. Shen Wanchou is greedy and cunning. Jiguin is quietly calculating. If any of them wanted to murder Ma Ling, there's only one motive: to eliminate a competitor so they could be the sole owner of the Manor Master's Codex of Snowquill Arts. Your gaze finally falls upon the plum blossom representing the Manor Master. These three murders weren't her doing, but could she have been fanning the flames? Possibly. And what was her reason for threatening everyone? With such heavy snow, the mountain paths won't be passable anytime soon. You can only leave an offline message on Shoral. If contact with Istia can be established, reinvestigate all related martial clans in Northwild. No one here can be trusted. The moment the recording stops, a faint rustling sound rests from the distance, barely perceptible. It's sending chills down your spine. You strain to listen, and the sound seems to be getting closer. What? Someone slaps your back hard. Maybe we should just dodge? Who is this? Oh, come on. Xiaofeng. You scared the shit out of me. You startle in alarm, dodging to the side while your hand instinctively moves to your sword hilt. But then you see the person grinning with arms crossed. It's Xiaofeng.
What are you wasting time on here? I could see that long face of yours from a mile away.
She leans in closer to take a look at the snowy ground in front of you.
Oh, making a drawing? Let me see. Wow, you've drawn a huge centipede.
No, those are plums. Plum blossoms. It's a plum blossom. What are you doing in my room?
Hey, we were as close as family just this morning. Don't be so cold. Guess what goodies I brought you.
Before you make a guess, she yanks out a small figure in yellow from behind her. Schwanger? I've been looking for you for so long. Where did you run off to? Her face is somewhat pale, and she shrinks back behind Xiaofeng guiltily.
Guess where I found her? In the kitchen. She was crouching by the stove all by herself, clutching this huge roasted sweet potato and munching away. Got her red-handed hogging the food.
After you left me all alone in those traps, I didn't dare move a muscle, waiting for you guys to come rescue me. I waited so long, I nearly froze into a snowman.
Well, that can't be right. I remember I went back specifically to check, but I didn't see you there.
Okay, that's so
What are you
sus.
drawing?
She claims to be trapped, but she was not found by Xiaofeng. I think she's really Jichuan. She doesn't have her daughter's talent with drawing. Be nice. Yeah, be nice, Xiaofeng. She's trying her best. Schwanger starts drawing with a wooden stick next to your plum blossoms.
I'm drawing a big, dumb tiger. An awful, ungrateful tiger.
You're not the only one who knows how to draw.
She shoves Schwanger aside with her bottom, claiming the spot before lifting her foot to start sketching in the snow.
I'm drawing a chattering little sparrow getting squashed by the rear of the tiger you're drawing.
When Schwanger crawls back indignantly to take a look, there's nothing in the snow but footprints.
Where's the sparrow? I need to smudge it.
I was only pretending. You're so weak and tiny. I don't even bother drawing your little sparrow.
Aww. This is so heartwarming that I am scared on what's about to happen. You sigh and step forward to separate the two of them. Alright, tone it down a bit. You're the Mountain Lord of White Tiger Mountain after all. Have some dignity and stop bickering with a little girl, will you? Yes, you both drew really well. Amid the squabble, the tense suspicion and wariness from these past few days somehow seems to be fading. The bright snow in the courtyard feels serene, and even the howling wind no longer sounds so harsh. I love this scene. You know, I love lighthearted illustrations here in Path to Nowhere, man. It looks so freaking adorable.
So, feeling better now?
This art style always comes before a disaster. We don't trust. No. And that's why I'm scared. I'm scared. Every time I see a warm-hearted, light-hearted moment and an illustration, my suspicion just skyrockets. About what?
Nothing. As long as you seem fine.
She smiles and gazes toward the far end of the courtyard. Schwanger has also perked up, bouncing around in the snow and waving at you.
Hey! I built a snowman! Come and look!
When you go over to look, you see only a few lopsided white lumps in the snow, the shapes barely recognizable. What is this supposed to be?
Can't you tell? But they're so lifelike. Here's a mangy tiger that's as fat as a pig. You're walking her on a leash while I ride on her head. You're looking at Master Schwanger's trio. Once we leave this manor, we'll travel all around Eastia like this. So what if we can't become martial arts masters? We'll just set the tiger loose to bite our enemies. Who needs secret codices or fancy titles? We can still wander the world and help people along the way with our swords.
Oh man, we still need to go back to MBCC, but I like that idea. You stare at the messy pile of snow on the ground wordlessly. Your young hero persona is nothing but a false identity. You can't make her such a promise, right? But someone else voices an objection before you can.
Not interested. Once I get out of here, I'm going straight back to my den to lounge around, eat meat, and drink wine. I'm done with all this martial world nonsense.
Who says we're taking you? That's Meowie I made.
Then I'm turning down the offer on Meowie's behalf, too.
At some point, Xiaofeng has already climbed onto the rooftop. She scoops up a handful of snow and hurls it down, completely ruining Schwanger's masterpiece. Here we go again. You sigh as Schwanger shouts and grabs her wooden stick, chasing after her. But of course, Schwanger can't catch up with Xiaofeng, who's fast like a gust of wind. She can only stop in the corridor, gasping for air.
You mangy tiger! Slow down!
Is she okay? Panting, her voice gradually dwindles. Fine beads of cold sweat appears on her forehead, and her body involuntarily hunches over. Oh no.
No! I can't go back like this. I'll get noticed.
One hand grips the corridor railing tightly, barely supporting her weakening body, while the other reaches tremulously to the bag at her waist. Oh no. See, after the warm-hearted scene, Schwanger is actually not feeling well. Oh my good lord. But her fingertips won't obey, and several small medicine bottles drop to the ground, rolling away. She hurriedly bends down to pick them up, but her vision suddenly goes black. Is there residual purple haze poison in her body? It's flaring up again. Schwanger endures the excruciating pain in her internal organs, crouching on the ground and stretching her arm toward the nearest porcelain bottle. Under the moonlight, a rough straw sandal appears suddenly and steps on the bottle.
I never
It's
had
the
a
fucking
chance to
grandpa!
take a proper look at you, young miss. Your complexion doesn't seem very healthy.
Remove remove that feet on her bottle. A gaunt, malevolent face leans down, his viper-like gaze fixed upon her. Schwanger props herself up and lifts her face, forcing out a cold laugh.
Dr. Yin, I remember. Your room is not in this part of the manor, is it?
Yeah, when we catch you, eyes know. It's always like this. Hold on. I'm getting blinded by the sun. Wait, let me close the window real quick. I'm back. Okay.
Care to guess why this old man would seek you out here? I caught a whiff of medicinal fragrance just now. Century ginseng roots, snow ridge lychee powder, turtle shell paste.
As he speaks, the renowned healer steps closer and closer. Chief, where are you?
How could a little beggar from Pingon Town possibly come by such precious medicine? Miss Shuang'er, could it be you have another name you haven't yet told this old man?
Oh my god, Grandpa is perceptive. Don't say it. The words have barely left his mouth before his walking stick swings toward Schwanger's head. Oh my god! What a fucking cliffhanger, man. Direct the spider to the west wing. Don't you dare hurt her. That cliffhanger is illegal. Maybe it's time to end the grandpa first rather than the peacock man. Another long night falls. Spider number 3 scurries off eagerly to get its harvest. Harvest? It's a new day. It's harvest time. Let me see. A few spider babies should have already been born inside the general's body by now. Ew! Don't tell me they're gonna rip the general's body apart and then the spider will come out. Huh? What? Where did she go? Where is she? Flustered, the girl controls the spider to search everywhere. Eventually, she finds the general's cold body in a secluded spot on the mountain. Dead? My carefully selected, tall and imposing, sturdy and durable new host just croaked like that? Who did this? She was perfectly healthy when they moved in. The little spider scuttles frantically across the corpse, only to discover that its eggs, deprived of fresh blood and flesh, have already lost their vitality. Thank fucking God. Because I don't want those things getting out of the general's body. That would be another gruesome scene. What a waste. These heroes in the manor work even faster than I do. What rotten luck. Alright, I'll find another one. There's still plenty of candidates around that look nourishing enough. Oh no, there's the birdie. Hey! What are you staring at, you fat birds? Never seen a spider before? The two plump little birds, Cheepy and Chirpy, tilt their heads and observe spider number 3. Suddenly, they flutter over, snatching up in its beaks and swallowing it in an instant. Bye-bye, little spider. Turn into bird food instead. Spider number 3, deceased. That one died at a rather tragic death. But, well, it wasn't a completely wasted attempt. At least now I've got a clear picture of what we're dealing with here. That Shen Wanshou is ruling in wealth. I wonder if his flesh is just as succulent as his pocket. Next target. Him it is. Oh yeah, goodbye, Mr. Peacock. Meeting hall, okay. Oh boy. In a lavishly decorated room, someone is talking to his own reflection in the mirror. What? This dude talks to himself in the mirror? Ma Ling is dead. Good riddance. The drifters and resources in her territory have long deserved a new owner. As for the penniless scholar and that red-haired swine, they should have died long ago. Oh, is that juicy gossip I hear? The little spider squeezes through a gap in the window lattice into another lavishly decorated room, only to be knocked out by a thick cloying scent of incense in the air. The room's occupant is Shen Wancho, dressed in luxurious robes. He preens himself before a mirror, speaking in a cheerful tone to his own reflection. Chaos will present the golden opportunity to make gains. You only climb high in the martial world by stepping on others. As for that Ji Gwinning, I can't quite tell if she's friend or foe. I'll probe her again tomorrow. He likes chatting with his own reflection. What a crazy little narcissist. This one's not bad either. Selfish, sharp-minded, and depraved enough. Best of all, he can't smell me even though I'm standing right next to him. He'll do nicely. Have a taste of my killer move, Ultimate Parasite. Gross. The little spider takes aim at Shen Wancho's pale nape and leaps up. Shen Wancho is savoring the fragrant tea when he suddenly catches a glimpse in the mirror of something tiny landing on his collar. His handsome face contorts instantly, and he leaps back with a start. Ugh! This heaven-forsaken place is even infested with bugs. Shen Wancho whirls around violently. Fortunately, the little spider's silk threads is anchored to the ceiling beam, preventing it from dropping to the ground. It simply swings back and forth in the air. This pampered little lord is afraid of bugs too? Northwile heroes these days. Filthy, so filthy. Shouting in disgust, he snatches up the lid of a nearby incense burner, one used for perfuming his clothes, and swings it viciously at the little spider dangling in the air. The spider's silk jolts violently from the impact. The little spider barely dodges the strike and shoots out a thread in blind panic, fleeing desperately toward the window. Cheatery houses, you came here 6 recommended it. Mori Men's Reverse 9. I haven't played Mori Men's, but I did play Reverse 99. No. The gameplay is tower defense, similar to Arc Knights. Although there's a difference with there's a difference in how you play your characters in both games. I think Path of Nowhere's gameplay is more fast-paced than Arc Knights. But most people probably will not play this game because it's tower defense. How is this game? I love this game so much. One of the 2 games that gacha games I play, one is Nikki and this one, Path to Nowhere, are my favorites because the story is just so good. How dare you call me filthy? Why, you're the one who would kill without a second thought. I bathe in poison every day. I'm perfectly clean. Doesn't sound clean at all. Tower defense. Yeah, tower defense. But most people probably... Yeah, most people don't like tower defense, unfortunately. But the thing with the dailies here... In maybe 2 minutes, you're done with your dailies. That's how fast the dailies here are. You spend most of your time reading the story. You do play Arc Knights. Okay. I used to play Arc Knights a long time ago. A long time ago. It's a similar gameplay, but there is a difference because here you can move your units constantly. That's why I say it's fast-paced. Oh! An iron feather strikes from behind, slicing spider number 4 cleanly in half. What? Spider number 4 diseased. What? Is it Shen Wancho who did that? Yeah. Seems like it, because this dude is full of feathers. Direct the spider to the east wing. Isn't this our place? Oh no, it's the wheelchair lady's place. Uh-oh. Will she be the one who will get implanted by this spider? I don't want to look. Whoa! Finally, a safe hiding spot after being relentlessly chased by a strange white tiger. Spider number 5 swings on its silk threads, fleeing all the way from the meeting hall. Chased relentlessly by the white tiger, it slips through a door crack and scurries along the edge of a carpet. The room is dim, lit only by a small lamp. Ji Guining sits alone by the bed, seemingly ready to retire for the night. Where did that mangy beast come from? Can't it just leave a tiny spider alone? Thank heavens I slipped into this room quickly enough. Oh, there's someone here. Perfect. Ji Guining picks up her pipa and begins tuning it. The pipa emits long and heavy notes like night snow weighing down bamboo. Her internal force surges, shaking the air around her. Wonderful. Her legs may be impaired, but this girl has the most immense internal force I've seen this past 2 days. Uh-oh. I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Ayiguo seems highly satisfied with this host. The little spider doesn't understand what's happening, but it senses its master's delight and excitedly rubs its legs together in response. Spider number 5 gathers its strength and lunges, aiming for Ji Guining's neck. Ji Guining suddenly turns her head, her gaze locking precisely onto the spider's position as her hand sweeps out elegantly from beneath her embroidered robe. No! The strings are struck sharply, unleashing a violent surge of sound waves that sets the lamp shuddering. The force of spider number 5's lunge doubles back upon itself, and the creature is instantly pulverized to dust. Oh my god! Wheelchair Lady is actually strong! So I think she is really capable of murdering someone also. Interesting. Spider number 5 diseased. Meanwhile, somewhere outside the manor, the young girl's eyes snapped open. She slams her fists down hard. What keen senses that girl possesses? Ji Guining. I'll remember you. My poor baby number 5. Did that commotion? What happened to Schwanger anyway? The series of failed parasitizing operations greatly frustrates the girl lurking in the shadows. What is happening? Oh. What does Xiaofeng actually use? Let's just use this.
This is the guidance of the flames. Welcome to dawn. This is the guidance of the flames.
The successive deaths of her little spiders leave the girl furious. In the darkness, a single spider paces back and forth on agitated legs, even angrily shooting silk at the innocent insects in the corner to vent her frustration.
Did I forget to check the fortune before stepping out yesterday? What's with this god-awful luck? Is this damn manor personally cursed to spite me? Crazy ones, dead ones, sly foxes, filthy beasts, and a big cat who thinks spiders are playthings. Not a single decent host to be found. Haven't even caught a whiff of that codex, and my precious darlings are nearly all dead.
Don't you dare target Chief, okay? Uh-oh. She runs irritably at the empty air, mentally marking each guest in the manor with a blood-red X. Finally, the faces of those first two pathetically weak targets reluctantly surface in her mind.
Fine, fine. No choice left, is there? This granny will swallow her pride and go back to those two scrawny bean poles. Weak as dishwater, but better than nothing, I suppose.
When you are weak yourself, cannot even deal with the A-class sinners. Now you go running back to the weaklings. Poor Ayugo's beloved little spider. No, good riddance. I hate spiders, man. Good riddance, they're dead. She's just gathering herself to hunt for her next target when muffled sounds erupt from the silence. The thud of a struggle and the rasp of something being dragged. Oh no, that must be Schwanger getting dragged by the grandpa.
Now what? Is there no end to this? Who's so blind they pick this moment to make trouble when Granny's already fit to burst?
You know, I love Ayigwo's voice actress. I can feel her frustration. Rage burning within her, she resolves to investigate. She will sacrifice his body if it means making whoever dare to cross her pay. Okay. Okay, Granny. Puffing with indignation, the little spider crawls and swings through her webs, racing toward the sound. As she rounds their corridor corner, a chilling scene fills its compound eyes.
One of last night's beanpoles!
The beanpole she just mentioned is being dragged into the darkness. A shadowy figure has a hand clamped firmly over her mouth and nose. She realizes in a flash, this beanpole is with that little one in gray.
No. If one's in trouble, the other's in danger too. Where's that little one? Still kicking around?
The little spider abandons all stealth, changes direction, and scurries toward the guest room at top speed. Oh my god, now the target is Chief. Don't you dare. Also, Schwanger, Chief, wake up. Are you asleep? Oh my. The legendary Drift Master barely rounds the corner, preparing for her grand entrance when an elegant thick-soled cotton boot slams down upon her. Is that Chief's boot, perhaps?
Good, real good. You think this granny doesn't keep spares?
Having already lost so many of her tiny soldiers, she has wisely pre-positioned several backup units inside. The instant number 6's world goes dark, her consciousness seamlessly links with another. In that same moment, number 7 activates and takes over without hesitation. After a lightning-fast crawl, number 7 slides into position at the guest room entrance. It is now deserted, marked only by scattered drops of blood and number 6's crushed remains lying in an inconspicuous corner. Chief, where are you? She squeezes through the crack in the door and surveys her new domain. The room is empty, save for the little one in gray on the bed. With a pale face, the kid seems to be anxiously awaiting the other companion's return, completely unaware of her presence. Chief!
Can you even take it, little one? Look at you, paler than a ghost, weaker than last time. You're not gonna croak the moment this granny moves in, are you? How embarrassing that be.
You know, even with Aigo's eyes, she really looks so pale. The little spider approaches her target, studying the person intently. Only once she has confirmed the target is unharmed does she feel at ease.
Oh, so that's it. Still got some poison clinging to you. Poor little one. Neutralized, but your internal energy's a wreck. No wonder you look like yesterday's laundry. Well, no choice now. Don't blame this old granny. you want someone to blame, blame the rest of this manor for being utterly useless. Is this what they call kicking someone while they're down?
With no time to feel even a trace of shame for striking when her target is down, the little spider scrambles onto the bed and zeroes in on the exposed section of wrist. Bite. The shackle actually activated. You know, of all the things that you try to bite, it's the wrist or the hand. A blinding red light erupts from the person's hand, cutting through the darkness and locking the little spider's body in place. Wait, did we just shackle a Yiguo? Her fangs do not meet the expected yield of flesh and blood. Instead, they bite down on what feels like thorn-covered brambles. An indescribable strange power, thick with an imprisoning force, surges violently through them and into the little spider's form. It violently repels the spider's intrusion, its vicious energy burning back through their mental link and searing the consciousness of the girl who controls the creature.
What is this thing?
Well, you judge the book by its cover, but Chief is actually not a normal person. The sudden flash of light startles the target, giving the little spider the chance to hide inside the person's clothing and wait for the next opportunity to strike. I think Chief is wondering, what the fuck is that? Okay, wait, we should play some Fruit Ninja. And then we level up. What should we level up? The jade chopsticks rests as the green cup stands drained. A hall once bustling now chills, its ardor wane. The courtyard Plum knows nothing of our pain, yet it blooms in snow, its blossoms unrestrained. Now. What do we have here? Aigo appeared here. In the corner of the town, the storyteller sits at his stall, surrounded by a curious audience. He is telling tales of Northwild's martial heroes. There are countless martial heroes, yet not all of them can be said to be of noble character. Among the most despicable are no doubt those false heroes who use poison. The storyteller declares. He slams his clapper down for a dramatic effect. A true martial hero faces their opponent directly with their weapons or their fist. What kind of hero relies on poison? A lot of them, actually. But there are many great heroes who use poison. Oh wait, this is a child. But there are many great heroes who use poison, a child protests. Someone once told me that you cannot undo the injury done by weapons or fists, but with poison, if your opponent repents, you can still give them a chance to live. What does a brat like you know? Who knows more about great heroes than a proper storyteller? Don't you agree, young miss? The storyteller turns his gaze toward a girl dressed in purple, but she merely sits perched on a high spot, swinging her feet idly without answering. What can we investigate? I think we are done. Unless... Yeah, I think we're done here. Nothing here. I think we're done. We can skip this stage. The snowstorm is ceaseless, and the mysteries within the manor remain unsolved for now. Perhaps taking a moment to rest and wait for the right opportunity is a wise choice. Skip free stage. Chief is still waiting for Schwanger to return. Yeah, she got dragged by the grandpa. Dawn approaches. The room's occupant seems to have waited all night. Ugh. My hands are like ice. With all the snow, I can't even see the top. And Schwanger still hasn't sent any word. Hey, stop looking at the mountain. Your mom's running all over the village looking for you. The snow's gonna make the shed roof fall down. Come help. The light tap lands on the back of her head. It's not hard, just a quick thump from the other child. But it's enough to break the spell as she stares mesmerized at the mountaintop. But aren't you worried about her? It's Schwanger we're talking about. She said she'd come back and tell us all the cool stuff from up there, so she will. You should worry more about your mom. When she hears you talking about that martial world stuff again, you're gonna get spanked. You're gonna get spanked by the Asian slippers, I think. My mom won't. She just says stories can't keep you warm. As the child speaks, she hugs her thin jacket tight and crouches to fuss with the snow at her feet, working to smooth out the messy footprints. Hey, those heroes who go up the mountain, they're not cold, right? Because they have inner power, yeah. They just move it around inside, then poof, they're all warm. Snow probably just melts when it gets near them. They're like the warm stoves. So cool. Yeah, Schwanger probably doing all that right now, punching and kicking with them. So awesome. The two children grin at each other, hoisting bundles of firewood nearly as tall as themselves onto their backs. They trudge unsteadily through the snow, laughing and chattering as they head toward the dimly glowing lights of home, their paths carving two jagged lines behind them in knee-deep white. Blizzard howls, swallowing their voices whole. This endless expanse of white lies like silver shackles, strangling the life from the mountain villages. Roads have vanished under the drifts. Icicles hang like fangs from every eaves, and between heaven and earth, nothing exists but the shrieking wind and swirling snow. Not another soul stirs. Are you okay? Schwanger braces herself against the stone wall, her knuckles widening as she grips the rock, forcing herself toward the entrance of the manor's hidden chamber. Wave after wave of familiar, twisting pain tears through her chest. She knows neither the lingering poison nor Yin Yanxing could have driven her to such desperate straits. This agony is all too familiar. It's the chronic illness that has shadowed her since birth, now counting down the final moments of her life. Oh my god, wait, what if the illness that's plaguing her is related also to mania? Are you out of your mind? Even your parents couldn't cure what's inside you, and you're gambling with the time you have left?
This isn't a gamble. I've made my choice. Some things in this world simply can't be tolerated.
Stubborn as a mule. You were a headstrong little terror as a child, and now you're marching yourself straight into a den of wolves. I failed them. Your parents trusted me to keep you safe, and I couldn't even talk sense into you. So if you're set on this, if this is truly your path, then please, at least, take care of yourself.
If the doctor could see me now, He'd probably be so furious he'd tear out every last strand of that white hair of his.
Schwanger presses her forehead against the cold stone door, using it to keep her failing body from collapsing.
The children... they're still waiting for me to come back with the incredible stories from North Snow Manor. This world... what's real and what's not. The dark and the light.
Why did she say that? What's real and what's not? What the fuck? Don't tell me this place isn't real, nor the people.
I promised I'd tell them. With my own voice.
Only once she has pushed through the door and hidden herself in the dark chamber does she finally release a long-held breath. She empties her inner pouch of all its medicine bottles and swallows every last pill. Then sitting cross-legged, she closes her eyes and steadies her breathing. The entire night passes as you wait, but Schwanger never appears. You search every accessible corner of the manor. The corridors, the courtyards, even the area around the kitchen stove. Yet find no sign of her. Uh-oh. She have hidden herself somewhere in the manor, Chief. Defeated, you return to the guest room. Torn by two fears. Some terrible fate has befallen her. Or that she might return and not finding you there. You will miss each other again. Just as the first light of dawn begins to creep across the sky, a knock sounds on the guest room door. Hi, Ordamare! Welcome.
Forgive the early hour, young friend. An urgent matter has arisen. Might I have a word?
Oh no, what is it? The visitor's attitude seems fairly gentle. Lady G? What's the matter?
Ah, you're already awake. That simplifies things. We may have uncovered a lead on the culprit for these recent attacks. We were hoping you might join us to discuss it.
I think they know that it's actually Schwanger. Oh no. The culprit? Before you can even think, the door beside you is violently kicked open by a tremendous force. Yin Yansheng brazenly barges into your guest room.
Discuss? Lady Ji, what is there to discuss with one who harbors a murderer? The moment I came closer, I sensed it. This room, it reeks of misfortune. This shadow of bloodshed lurks here. There is evil afoot.
Calm the fuck down, Grandpa. Oh, there's a battle. Pipa heroine. Oh my god. Everyone is here.
Crush them all!
So this is your idea of discussion? Oh my god, they're gonna gang up on Chief. We do not know anything. Calm people, calm down. In an instant, the small guest room fills with people. A wheelchair blocked the main doorway, while a mortal healer and young Master Brocade take their positions on either side.
Still playing dumb? I'm talking about that little wretch who always clings to you. That beggar girl, Schwanger. Where have you stashed her? Hand her over, now!
We don't even know where she is!
Please. I haven't yet explained the situation to our young friend.
The princess steadies the two men flanking her, especially the disheveled and furious doctor, before taking another step closer to you.
I fear you've been kept in the dark, young friend. Miss Shuanger attempted to assassinate Dr. Yin under the cover of darkness.
He's
If he hadn't
lying!
witnessed it himself last night,
No!
we never would have known that child possessed such remarkable skills.
It was Dr. Yin who attacked Shuanger. Oh my god. Maybe it's right that, you know, just get rid of everyone here right now. Shuanger? But Dr. Yin is standing right here, perfectly unharmed. In fact, he seemed to have had plenty of energy left over to break down my door.
Precisely. The attempt failed. Having exposed herself, she wouldn't dare show her face again. If I'm not mistaken, Miss Shuanger never returned last night, did she?
She got dragged by Grandpa. Her meaningful tone reveals she knows more than she lets on. Still, you do not take the bait. Oh? For someone who claims her innocence, you seem awfully interested in the comings and goings of my room.
No need for barbed remarks. Tell me, what do you make of this?
Yin Yansheng gives a cold snort, producing a familiar small porcelain bottle. He hurls it to the ground before you.
I doubt you realize, young friend, how valuable these medicinal ingredients are. Only someone with considerable means could afford such medicine.
So, she lets her gaze sweep across the manor, deliberately before it catches in the elevated meeting hall, the very place where you meet the manor master for the first time. You know, the audacity of these people. They're the ones who barge in here, wanted to steal the codex for themselves, and they try to frame Jichuan for the murders. That audacity, man. Yeah, makes you want to, you know, makes you want to wish for their deaths, even though I don't really want to.
Similar age, a conveniently frail constitution, a clear motive. Tell me, what are the odds of such a coincidence? We have both witness testimony and physical evidence. Surely you're not naive enough to ignore all that.
Chief won't believe them because Jichuan / Shuanger saved her from being poisoned. So clearly, the ones who have motives for murder are the people that have gathered here in this room. I'm not naive enough to ignore all the other convenient brandings and leap to conclusions based on one medicine bottle either. I'd rather ask you, what did you do to her, and how exactly did you get your hands on that bottle? As for your so-called culprit, Shuanger has been by my side since before we even entered this manor. She had no opportunity.
If she truly possesses such divine martial arts, long-distance communication and remote manipulation would be no difficult feat.
Oh? Then by that logic, the three of you working together could just as easily have accomplished everything you're accusing her of. General Invincible is still buried under the snow pile in the courtyard, by the way. Shall we go investigate that again together?
Keep playing stubborn. Right now, you have two choices. One, work with us to capture that witch and get to the bottom of these murders.
No
And the
way.
codex. Or two, you admit you knew the truth all along, that you're that beggar girl's accomplice.
Wow. There is only two options. Now fuck off, guys. Chief won't do any of those. As they speak, the three of them are already shifting into an encircling formation. Even if you activate your shackles now, their coordinated close-range assault will seal your fate. Why mince words? If I work with you, I help hunt down Shuanger. If I'm her accomplice, I'm the first to be eliminated.
You are a sharp one. Since Shuanger trusts you most, surely you can help us locate her and put an end to this mess. How this plays out depends entirely on you. young friend?
A true hero always keeps a secret or two.
Now that's interesting. The chi flowing through your body is a jumble.
I saved you. Because you remind me of an old friend.
Once we leave this manor, we'll travel all around Eastia like this. So what if we can't become martial arts masters? We'll just set the tiger loose to bite our enemies. Secret codices or fancy titles. We can still wander the world and help people along the way with our swords.
It didn't happen if there's no witness.
You might think the smell comes from the stove, but what if the food has already been served at the table?
Can Schwanger truly be trusted completely? On that point, you still cannot decide. But the true nature of the people before you? That you now understand perfectly well. Exactly! With their attitudes right now, who would have trusted these people? I'd rather trust Schwanger. Fine. I'll work with you. I'm hardly in a position to make enemies of all three of you over her. But once we find the witch, what then?
Then we make her talk. We find out where the codex is hidden, and the strong take all. Surely you didn't travel all the way to North Snow Manor without an interest in that.
Ah, they are thoroughly greedy through and through. Naturally, I like to witness the secret that could overturn the entire Eastern martial world. However, a sudden shock seizes you. Your pupils contract as your gaze locks on something behind them. Manor Master? Why are you here? Instantly, the three people's faces harden. They whip around as one, but the corridor behind them stands completely empty. Ran away, Chief! They don't have time to turn back. You lash out, kicking the charcoal brazier, blazing coal sprays in every direction as smoke erupts with a roar, igniting the curtains and bamboo mats. The thick smoke separates you. Seizing the moment, you spin, hurl yourself through the window and disappear into the swirling snow. The manor's brick paths are wet and slippery. You nearly fall several times, but you do not stop running. No matter how much truth lies in what those people said, you no longer have the luxury of playing it safe. The only consolation is that Schwanger should not yet have fallen into their hands. You have to find her before they do. The snowstorm rages more fiercely than it has in days. Heaven and earth are caught in the vast, endless white vortex. I think this snowstorm is probably related to mania also. And inside the guest room, ignited by scattered coals, a piece of paper left sometime during the night is also consumed by the flames, its crooked, trembling handwriting turning to ash. When did she left this here? Red Plum Denunciation 4. In darkness, you reap lives like weeds, building monuments to your heroic deeds. 10,000 scrolls of your glory earned. Yet innocent souls as payment burned. Where you contend for supremacy, no blade of grass grows free. Yikes. This really describes the the greedy heroes we met here. Dodge Shin Wancho's ambush. Oh boy. You flee the guest room. Behind you, the whistle of secret weapons slice through the air. Oh my god. You're not going anywhere. The next instant, he's already leaped out of the room. Shen Wancho's sleeves billow as his folding fan snaps open loudly, releasing dozens of iron feathers that slice through the air. The weapons are pitch black, clearly steeped in poison. Their cold gleam flashes briefly against the snow, each one aimed at a vital point on your body. Try to dodge the weapons. Throw the weapons back, yes. I love it, my skills. So we shall throw the weapon back. Maybe this one. 3, maybe. Okay. Yikes. Oh, come on, gacha gods. I beg of you. Let us win. Oh my good lord. Are we that weak? Okay, we won. In a split second, you get an idea. Combining the movement techniques you've cultivated these past days, you snatch one of the iron feathers in the air. That is so cool of Chief. Then with a flick of your wrist, you borrow its momentum and hurl it back. The iron feather flies in the reverse direction, grazing past Shen Wancho's cheek and opening a bloody gash across his face. Serves him right. Good. Very good. The more the prey struggles, the more entertaining the hunt. Ignoring his stress, you watch the blizzard rolling in, blurring the sight. You swiftly conceal yourself within the swirling snow. Your pursuer has been impeded. Yay! Let's go, follow the birds. Maybe the birds will lead us to Schwanger. My luck in this roles really reflect how my pulls went this anniversary. Me too. You need to do multiple rolls just to get what you want. Your pursuer draws near. 2 birds circle before you, chirping urgently. With the blizzard ahead and the pursuer behind, you race through the snow laboriously, hearing nothing but howling wind in your own pounding heart. Just as you're about to lose all sense of direction, you suddenly hear the chirping of birds from the plum tree branch above. It's guiding us, Chief! Follow them! The 2 plump little birds you saw at the Mid-Lake Pavilion now perch on the bare plum branch, tilting their heads as they look at you. Then they spread their wings and take flight as if leading the way. They're showing me a shortcut. Yes! Something clicks in your mind. You suddenly recall what Schwanger once told you about Isian garden design. There must be a way out through the erratic rockery and meandering paths. Just do the jump, jump, fly, fly thing in those Wuxia series. Watching the 2 birds circling close to one particular section of the rockery, you suddenly understand. They're showing you a hidden shortcut. You slip into the gaps between the rocks, using the plum trees as cover. Treading on the stones, you dart past covered corridors and waterside pavilions, finally emerging for the narrow path nearly buried by the snow. Your pursuer has fallen behind. Whew! The birds lead you to a plum tree under which you usually conduct your practice. The 2 birds lead you all the way to a familiar plum tree, whose branches with red blossoms bend low under the weight of snow. This is the very spot where you and Schwanger usually practice and rest. Beside the tree's root, a mossy rock usually buried under the snow has been moved aside. A letter lies beneath its corner, as if it has been waiting here all along. You pick up the letter and unfold it. It's a handwritten message from the Manor Master. To Chief. The storm closes in, and the end approaches. Formidable enemies encircle the manor. After tonight, I fear there will be no turning back for me. My victory is not promised even with my martial skills. Before this battle's outcome is decided, I've already planted a secret device, and that is you. The southeast of the meeting hall, beneath the 5th pillar, there is a hidden compartment. Inside, you will find a notebook. It contains records of the crimes committed by the Northwild martial heroes. Please trust that those horrible words tell the excruciating truth. Whether I prevail or fall, please take this evidence and leave the mountain with the White Tiger Mountain Lord at once. Bring these secrets to light. The Lake of Honor runs shallow, where snow and ice reign. As blood blooms like plum blossoms, the storm of violence rages on. None of this is right. These are no true martial heroes. This is not what the martial world is meant to be. I sincerely ask that you descend the mountain in my stead. The people of Northwild deserve at least to know. With deepest gratitude, Jiang Jichuan, Master of the North Snow Manor. We need to find that freaking notebook. Following the letter's instructions, you arrive before the meeting hall. You follow the instructions to the meeting hall and make your way to the pillar mentioned in the letter. Tapping the ground with your fingertips, you hear hollow echoes. You press down, and the hidden compartment springs open. Inside lies a thick old notebook, its pages yellowed and worn. Flipping it open, you find densely written entries. There are countless victims' names alongside the numerous crimes of these so-called martial heroes. Jie Wubei. Under the guise of ascetic practice, he extorts wealth and abducts victims, exploiting his reputation. He assaults at will, then destroys all evidence and disposes of the bodies, calling it salvation of the souls. Oh my god. These are actually murderers. And when I was reading their backstory, I'm like, man, maybe they do what they do because of what happened to them, but clearly this is unforgivable. Xu Shen, vain yet cowardly. He deceives his medical patients, then murders the innocent to conceal his crimes. His hands are bloodied, yet he still calls himself a gentleman. Maling, hot-tempered and obstinate, she abuses ruthless tortures with her mobs under the pretense of heroic justice. All shuns her wherever she goes, for countless innocent souls have fallen under her atrocities. Beneath each accusations are signatures, testimonies, and fingerprints of the common folk, and alongside them, heartbreaking evidence left behind by the victims. A cold draft sweeps through the hall, swaying the candlelight. As you read through these harrowing crimes, a chill creeps up your spine. It feels like being back in the once gang-ridden West District, when it was still known as Syndicate. Yin Yansheng. He lures victims with promises of a cure, only to use them as test subjects. He seeks immortality through forbidden arts and has even discovered a method to synthesize mania crystals beyond the borders of Northwild. Oh my good lord, this is really like West District. Shen Wancho. He monopolizes trade and practices usury, leading the common folk dry of their last coin. He colludes with Fraser to smuggle Aurum Secretum and funnels his ill-gotten gains to these so-called martial heroes. This is the evidence we need in our investigation. Ji Guining, a puppet master who secretly builds her own forces, instigating countless murders. She has even attempted to artificially produce sinners. What? And here, in North Snow Manor, the so-called heroes are once again engaging in bloodshed, turning on each other in vicious struggle for power. Behind every single murder, there was never just one culprit. Oh my god. Everyone is just trying to murder one another. Your heart sinks. The so-called martial heroes put on such a righteous facade, constantly preaching about honor and justice, yet their own actions betray everything they say. No wonder Jichuan lured them all to the manor and orchestrated this deadly scheme. Yet those words still echo in your mind. Behind every single murder, there was never just one culprit. So this is Jichuan's form of justice. She gathers everyone here to probably end all the murders once and for all. The wind sweeps through the empty hall once more. You can no longer tell whether the sound pounding in your ears is the cold draft whistling through the corridor or your own racing heartbeat. Oh no. What do we have here now? So Jichuan just let them battle royale. Yeah, exactly. To end the murders once and for all. And she even got evidence of their misdeeds. Lady G, the real Lady G, kneel everyone. Oh wait, this is the elderly leader. Lady G, the real Lady G, kneel everyone. The elderly leader and a dozen young men and women dropped to their knees, kowtowing frantically. This is too much, sir. Please rise. Ji Guining's condition prevents her from helping them up, but her face bears that signature smile that makes one immediately drop all guard before her. She chats warmly with the old man, asks each young villager their name, and inquires about this year's harvest. Her handmaids then escorts the crowd away. As the old man departs, he still sings praises of the Phoenix Princess. Their village was consumed by the blizzard this year. With nowhere else to go, they came to seek refuge with Ji Guining, who welcomes all displaced souls. Oh no, don't go there, everyone! Once they are gone, Ji Guining's smile vanishes. She swiftly issues order regarding their fate. Those with robust physiques and high pain tolerance will be sent to the palace to be converted into artificial sinners. Man. The inferior specimens will be gifted to Yin Yansheng for use in his immortality experiments to unify Northwild's martial world. She needs the power of sinners, but the experiments haven't been successful. Implanting Maya crystals into human bodies and awakening them as sinners has proven far from simple. Did those foreigners lie to her? Ji Guining wonders. Regardless, the method is worth pursuing. Recently, she's heard that Shen Wanshou has acquired a precious substance called Aurum Secretum, which is supposedly even more miraculous than hypercubes. She will find an opportunity to order a shipment from him, whatever the price. Perhaps Aurum Secretum holds the key to creating artificial sinners? Lost in thought, Ji Guining sinks deeper into her elevated throne, her face retreating into the palace's shadows. Oh! This conniving bitch! They deserve death, for reals. Everyone deserves to die. Xu Shen gazes down with cold smirk at the scholar collapse on the ground. His silver needles are stained crimson, viscous liquid dripping down from their tips. What a pathetic fool, Xu Shen thinks. He savors the memory of their earlier debate, how the scholar had looked so arrogant, disdainful, mocking, and condescending. All of those emotions transformed into pure terror the moment the needles struck. Your misfortune to cross paths with me, Xu Shen muses. He's lost count of how many victims he's claimed. 20, 30, 100. Oh my god! This dude is a serial killer now. But one thing is certain, Northwild now has one less insufferable, impoverished scholar. The truth is, he's never studied a classical text, nor does he have any desire to. His scholarly persona exists solely to win people's admiration. Even the so-called profound wisdom he preaches is completely made up. He despises these hypocritical intellectuals. They are all pretenders who wear a fake mask, yet he too plays this very role, reaping the benefits his scholar robes afford him. He's earned the respect of children, the appreciation of the elderly, and even numerous romantic partners. This human is so gross. Vile. Yeah, that's why Jichuan want their lives. Yeah, serves them right. They deserve death. I was right when I said I always support Jichuan. Me too. We never doubted Jichuan. Where were we? Though these relationships all end uneventfully, Xu Shen bends down and wipes his needle clean with the fallen scholar's robe. He steps outside. Snow begins to fall once more. Children in the street are building snow lions, laughing and running past him merrily. Good thing he's already dead. How about Jerube? Wait. I want to read Yin Yansheng first. Because this is the dude that does the mania experiments, right? Inside the chamber, the scent of medicine has long been replaced by the smell of blood and acrid mania crystals. Yin Yansheng's fingers trace the twisted Aurum Secretum fragments, methodically suturing them into the spine of the person before him. He's horrible. And his eyes, this is the ultimate transcendence of mortal flesh, the fabled perfect equilibrium of yin and yang. This is what a true martial hero should pursue, to use the fragile mortal body, racked with suffering and pain, as a cocoon to nurture an immortal butterfly that transcends life and death. Never doubt our goat, never. Does it hurt? Endure it. How can one achieve eternal life without first tasting the brutal agony of mortality? Yin Yanxing berates his experimental subject, who is writhing and wailing incessantly. Maybe you should try to be in their shoes, Grandpa. My god. He's ruthless. He gazes at the twisted pieces of flesh on the operating table, his eyes burning with an almost religious fervor. To achieve immortality, he too shall willingly imprison himself in this somber, toxic cocoon woven with forbidden knowledge. He's horrible. He thinks those people are just flesh, useless things to be experimented on. Death, death, death to these people. Oh boy, Jiewube lies on the couch on his guest room at North Snow Manor. His innards churning inside him, desperate to expel themselves. For a moment, he seems to return to his familiar, delightful forest, sitting on his favorite cushion in the center of the great hall. The delightful forest is a fine place with inexhaustible wine and meat, and beautiful men and women abducted from various places. Oh god, Jiewube has fulfilled his promise to his master. Whatever desire arises in his heart, he sates it immediately. I still want to read this! Man. Maybe just burn them in this place. We shouldn't have buried their bodies in the snow. Let them rot out in the open so that the animals would eat them. His master was buried a long time ago. What would the old man say if he could see what the delightful forest has become? Suddenly, the scene before him shifts. Jiewube vomits up everything in his belly. He sees half-digested food, strange chunks of flesh, gold and silver, and luxurious undergarments. What in the actual fuck? Why is he vomiting garments? Golden... How much of a glutton is he? Countless vengeful spirits emerge around him, their faces belonging to those he abused, harmed, and murdered. They grab hold of him, trying to drag him down into the abyss below. Then light shines down from above him. Jiewube looks up and vaguely sees his master standing in the brightness. His master removes his patched robe and pulls a thin cotton thread from it. The thread drifts down slowly, landing before Jiewube. So Jiewube begins climbing up the thread. Strangely enough, this fine thread is able to support his considerable weight. For long, he has climbed high enough to make out the whiskers on his master's face. He notices that the vengeful spirits have also started climbing up the thread. They aren't trying to harm Jiewube. They simply want to climb higher and reach the light. Fury erupts in Jiewube's heart. He swings his fists and kicks his feet, driving all the spirits back down. He shouts, "This is my thread! My master gave me this thread to pull me out of the abyss. None of you are allowed to touch it." At that moment, he sees his master's face twitch, revealing a look of sorrow. Having lost all compassion in his heart, the thread in Jiewube's hand breaks instantly, and he plummets into the bottomless abyss. Serves him right. Go rot in hell. And be eternally tormented by the people you killed. As good as and disturbing these mini stories are, I don't think Isaac can top making me uncomfortable as Owl's dude did in me. Yeah, that one is really disturbing. Although this one is also very dark, and you actually see the evil side of humanity here. The one in Millie's event is much more disturbing. I think both are disturbing, not gonna lie. It's the same for me, I guess. How about mauling? The thug kneels indignantly before her, hands bound behind his back. Mauling regards him with a cold smile. Soon he will pay for his crimes. The villagers around him cheer for Mauling. This local ruffian has been causing trouble for far too long. They applaud and shout the name of General Invincible. Mauling raises a hand, gesturing for silence. Then she begins the trial. Truth be told, his offenses aren't particularly heinous. Nothing more than brawling, picking fights, unpaid debts, and speaking and behaving vulgarly. Mauling asks if he would confess. The thug tilts his head back in shameless defiance. "Kill me if you want," his face says. Mauling snickers and orders her cavalry to bring out the thug's family. The color drains from his face. The villagers' expressions change as well. Some begin to plead for mercy on his behalf. Others insist his family is innocent. They beg General Ma to stop, but she does not listen. With a waste of her hand, she orders her subordinates to dispose of his family members. Oh my god. The seemingly heartless thug begins to shriek anguished. Despite screams, some villagers cover their ears, others cover their eyes. I think she enjoys seeing people get tormented. Yeah, these things are also horrible. It's similar to Millie's event, I think. Because both are just... How should I say this? Both are heavy, in my opinion. I will wait till the end. Wuxia C drama trope can be really, really disturbing sometimes. Oh no! What's gonna happen though? I guess because the sort of abuse toward a living creature is really, really realistic is what got me. But for me, what really got me here is how people are capable of inflicting pain upon others, regardless of what they feel. Like, man, how could people do that, man? Have they been too used into tormenting people? Where were we? They beg General Ma to stop, but she does not listen. With a wave of her hand, she orders her subordinates to dispose of his family members. The seemingly heartless thug begins to shriek anguish. This anguish, desperate screams. Some villagers cover their ears, others cover their eyes. Mauling smiles. This is what justice means to her. Man, wherever her cavalry rides, no sliver of injustice will be tolerated. She will be the mightiest martial hero in all of Northwild. And that means wherever she goes, she will bring absolute justice to the weak. That is not justice at all, man. She calls that justice, but the person was... Man, that is horrible. Anyway, she's dead. It's fine. It's already fine, Shidori. The snowstorm rages on outside the window. Shen Wancho sits upstairs in his bank, gazing down at the streets below. Here lay heaps of his wealth and treasures, and even some novel contraband smuggled from outside Northwild, a substance known as Aurum Secretum. He gathers with his friends, sipping honey wine and warming themselves by the fragrant charcoal heating their roasted meat. They watch the freezing, starving refugees below crawling slowly like ants across the frozen earth. I'm wishing their bank to burn down. Shen Wancho's bank never makes losing deals. Interest-free merely means a delay of interest collection. Yeah, burn this place down, man. His debtors eventually have to pay back several times the sum they've borrowed. Some sell their farmlands for a single loan. Others, unable to repay the interest, have to use their ancestral homes as collateral. Shen Wancho always seems unperturbed when hearing of such matters. His soul is already... Your soul is already in hell, I guess. He would shake his head and sigh. I'm merely trying to keep my business afloat in these tough times. In his eyes, honor and martial arts are nothing more than another form of currency. Are these frozen, starving people outside also his doing? Shen Wanshou neither cares or concerns himself. He proposes a game to his friends. They'll have a wager on which refugee can walk the farthest, crossing the frozen river to reach the other side. His friend's about to win. Despite his wobbly steps, the man his friend has bet on is the first to reach the middle of the river. So Shen Wanshou quietly instructs his steward to retrieve from the storehouse a long rifle, purchased abroad. Oh my good lord. Shen Wanshou carefully aims at the refugee's back. There is a gunshot, and the man collapses on the ice, never to stir again. Oh my good lord. The dining hall roars with laughter, praising young Master Shen for turning the bet over. Shen Wanshou smugly hands the rifle back to his steward, and then claps to summon the servants for another round of fresh dishes. Oh my god! They're all fucked up. Dang, Jichuan got their ass. Yeah, good thing. Jichuan should just end everyone here. No one deserves to be saved. This story kind of reminds me of those. There was a rumor in the internet, like rich people are actually doing something like this, you know, letting the people do some kind of play, and then the rich people bet among themselves, and the ones they're done, they just shoot the people. I think, yeah, I think there was a story like that on the internet somewhere. I can't remember where. That's nasty. Death to everyone. You found evidence the Manor Master plans to expose. Should you leave the manor with it or go help her? Help Jichuan, of course. Let all the other people here die. A thick ledger of crimes rests on your hands. Its pages yellowed with age. Case after case, each word written in blood and tears feels impossibly heavy. You found it in a hidden compartment of the host's seat in the meeting hall. It silently denounces years of unknown oppression, murder, and ruthless exploitation within the Northwild martial world. And it also reveals the location of the smuggled Aurum Secretum you have been hunting. Who could have compiled this, and why are they investigating all this? A growing suspicion forms in your mind, but the white curtains in the hall billow and fall in the wind, casting everything behind them and shifting elusive shadows.
My divinations told me you would find your way to this hall. And lo, the fates deliver you straight to me.
Only moments after your arrival, someone shows up on your trail. For a man your age, Doctor, you move like a weasel in a henhouse. Shame all that agility could have saved you from a street urchin's hands. Shame all that agility couldn't save you from a street urchin's hands. What? Here to collect on that debt with me?
Sharp words from a dying tongue. This old man grants you the indulgence.
Oh, he's full of himself. Pacing calmly, you reveal no emotion. You keep your distance, your eyes locked on him, waiting for him to make a move. All while your mind maps every possible way out. You walk in alone, so much for that grand alliance. Fits what's written in here, though. Rats in a sack, each one chewing through the others.
Alliance? Shen Wanshou hoards his gold mountains. Ji Guining dreams of her empire's restoration. This old man wants none of that. what is real, what I can hold, taste, swallow. Life, long life, eternal life. Power. Power is nothing but a ladder for taking lives.
You have grown too old, Grandpa. You need to die
And
here.
your time has run out. That vigorous body, that surging vitality. Perfect fuel for this old man's dying embers.
A sinister wind suddenly rises as a dark purple reeking gust charges straight at you. But you stand ready. You retreat half a step and swing your scabbard, the impact deflecting the poison powder aside.
Oh, barely a turn of the moon and you've learned to dance away from death.
The black walking stick in his hands becomes a venomous snake striking from its lair. It thrusts, stabs, sweeps, and chops with vicious cunning. A cloud of poison smoke and colorful powder billows around you, thick and choking. You draw your sword, the clash of steel ringing out when a sweet, cloying, familiar fragrance cuts through the acrid haze. Oh my god. That scent. Purple haze. Were you working with Maling?
Why dirty my hands with schemes? I merely seasoned another's brew. A sprinkle of spice makes the dish far more interesting, don't you think?
You didn't just give the poison to Maling. You stoked Shushen too, didn't you? Push him to move against Jie Bei. Oh my god. As you speak, the stick strikes again. These murders are orchestrated from the very beginning. A web of instigation and collaboration. They are the ones who incited Maling to violence. They are the ones who ultimately silenced her. Everyone here has blood on their hands, creating this deadly trap that consumes the manor. When did this begin? At the manor, the inn, or even earlier? You were never going to let anyone walk away with that codex, even if it's Shushen and Maling didn't make a move.
Too late to figure it out now! True or false, what does it matter to a dying soul? Best you go dumb to your grave!
The head of the walking stick arcs around and connects to the back of your knee. Your leg gives way, folding uncontrollably as he knocks you sprawling to the ground. You've already burned that feint. It won't work again. Certain that you have no other means of escape, the old man plants his foot on the hem of your robe, pinning you in place as he lets out a triumphant laugh.
Ha! Amateur skills, and yet you've clung to life this long. Such a fine young body and raw talent wasted. A pity, truly.
He leaps into the air, his stick whistling as he brings it high overhead. You sense the danger and ready your shackles, power surging in your palm. The moment you prepare to counter his strike, a sharp click of a tongue sounds from above. Yeah!
All that huffing and puffing at your age? That's bad for your health, you know.
Let's go! Got saved by Xiaofeng. Like a meteor descending in wrath, the mountain lord's figure crashes into Yin Yansheng, catching him squarely in the side. The collision blasts out a tempest of energy, shockwaves ripping through the space around him. Yin Yansheng cries out in pain as the force hurls him and his stick away like debris. You always have to make such a dramatic entrance. The manor's been in complete chaos. Why are you only showing up now? Where have you been?
What? Same question twice? I didn't go anywhere. Right up there on the roof.
Oh.
Liquor, watch the stars, slept like a log. Oh, and the stars last night were beautiful. But the show was even better. Little birdie got herself chased clean around the manor by a pack of mangy old cats.
So she was entertaining herself with liquor. Xiaofeng speaks in a conversational tone, casually waving her hand to swat away the poison-laced bone spikes Yin Yansheng fires in retaliation, as if she were brushing aside flies.
That birdie's got a nose for hiding spots. I'll give her that. Been prowling these parts for days. Never once noticed there was someone curled up under that rubble pile near the back mountain.
Schwanger's at the back mountain?
Looked like it. Curled up tight as a little snowball. Not a twitch. Poor thing, honestly.
Is she okay? She must have become a popsicle by then. She's hurt.
Well, only one way to find out, yeah.
Without hesitation, you seize the moment as Xiaofeng forces Yin Yansheng back once more, swiftly darting toward a side window at the meeting hall.
Think you can flee?
We need to save Schwanger. Yin Yansheng has no intention of letting you escape so easily. Abandoning his fight with Xiaofeng, he whips his long stick forward. It shoots through the air like an arrow from a bow, aiming directly for your back. Just as the blow is about to land, Xiaofeng's sharp claws flash. With a resounding thwack, she bats the stick away as if it were a child's toy.
Hey, old-timer. She's off to see the birdie. So who's gonna keep me company now? Just you and me. Let's make it a day to remember.
Yin Yansheng spins to face her, his face a mask of shock and fury. But his venomous skills are mere child's play against Xiaofeng's overwhelming power. She toys with him effortlessly, pinning him in place with no hope of escape. Damn! An S-class sinner versus an A-class sinner. The power is just too much. As you turn to vanish into the swirling snow, Xiaofeng tosses something your way. You catch it, and your fingers close around a string of silver beast-taming bells.
Finding her won't save you. The snow quell arts belong to me. Me!
Xiaofeng, just finish up the old guy, please. I beg of you. Find the injured Schwanger. Xiaofeng tells you that the injured Schwanger is hiding on the back slope. You need to find her quickly. The twisting pain inside Schwanger offers no sign of easing. Her medicine bottles have long sat empty. Even if medicinal herbs still exist somewhere in the manor, those intruders will surely ransack and destroy them sooner or later. Those bastards. Now, she must rely on herself alone to suppress the agonizing backlash pain racking her body. Deep within her mind, her five senses begin to sharpen. Her breath deepens, becoming slow and measured, as perceptions far beyond those of ordinary people awaken within her.
Cheepy and Chirpy. Are they looking for me? I'm fine. Just don't let anyone know you're connected to me. That's all I ask.
Is she losing control of her mania?
Hiding to the east. A staff hitting the ground. It's Yin Yansheng. And another one. A tiger's roar. Loud and showy. Xiaofeng. She said she was just here to watch the show. Didn't she? Look how that turned out.
Sweat beads on her forehead and vaporizes into the white mist, seared by the heat of her churning internal energy. At the critical moment of her meditation, the air currents around her warp and shimmer with invisible force.
The other side sounds like a mess. Not like they're searching for anyone, though. The Codex is right here with me. What are they tearing up my room for? And footsteps. Light ones. Careful. Someone's trying really hard not to be heard. They're close. Right?
She opens her eyes to the sound of footsteps crunching through snow just outside the stone crevice. Perilously close. Her breath regulation is only halfway complete. To forcibly end the meditation now would render all her efforts futile. She does not react, forcing her voice to remain steady and calm.
I would advise against approaching further. This place is layered with defensive traps. One misstep, and you may find yourself unable to retreat.
The footsteps halt about 10 feet away, hanging back rather than pressing forward. A cautious type, but it isn't Ji-gwinning. Wheelchair wheels make a very distinct sound.
You seek the Codex, I presume. Then you have witnessed the chaos engulfing this manor. This text draws only endless covetous eyes, and brings naught but calamity to whoever possesses it. If you take it from me and others discover this fact, the fates of Jiawu Bei and Jushen shall become your own. The entire Northwild martial world will not rest until you are destroyed. And if you must skulk in shadows, never daring to reveal what you carry, then pray tell, what meaning remains in standing at the pinnacle of the martial world?
The figure actually heeds her words, staying perfectly still. Her voice softens.
Since you appear to be someone who heeds reason, I propose an accord. You and I join forces to sweep away these intruders first. My cultivation has been perfected, and this codex can be yours.
There is still no response. Silence only deepens her unease, and she tightens her grip on the long staff beside her.
If you have terms to propose, speak them plainly. I have little patience for...
Her sentence trails off as the sound of footsteps fills the corridor, heading straight for the hidden chamber. The stone door swings open, and she reacts on instinct, breaking her meditation mid-breath, channeling power into a decisive strike. That's she! Calm the fuck down. The blow freezes an inch from your face. Through the doorway, you stand before her, travel-worn and glistening with unmelted snow. You didn't even let me answer. I was about to say I came seeking the same thing. Operation. Chief! You know, they should have made a CG when she appeared in front of Schwanger there. I imagine Chief looking so handsome. And about to face Schwanger's fist earlier. Manor Master Jichuan. You study the pale fails before you, and the crude wooden staff that still hangs in the air, refusing to fall. Lonely Peak has its shadow, startling the dragon in the cold weather. You use that very move to rescue me from the poison fog trap. Where are these inescapable traps you mentioned? In this perfected cultivation, you claim? Does it always leave you so pale, Manor Master? The blood on the ground, is that also part of your cultivation? She stands paralyzed, her gaze averted from yours, the weapon lowers in her grip. From a distance, the roar of angry voices and the whistle of hurtling weapons grow rapidly nearer. You wait, but no answer comes. Manor Master, if you keep staying silent, how are we supposed to work together? A flicker of shock crosses her face. She hadn't expected you to still cooperate. She opens her mouth to speak, but the words never come. Instead, she doubles down, coughing a hot, thick steam of dark blood onto the blue stone floor. The sound of it hitting the stone is sickening.
My internal energy is unstable. I need time to recover.
How long?
One incense stick's time. You can't hold them off.
You steady her with a hand on her arm. Through your palm, you feel her distinct trembling and coldness. Any further question die in your throat. If I can hold him off, would I have a chance to hear the Manor Master explain everything that's happened here? Forget it. I'm saving you because you remind me of a friend. I've only known her for a few days, and she can be quite a handful, but thanks to her help, I gained some insight into the martial world. Her name is Schwanger. Sound of battle creep closer to the cave, You pull out the silver bells Xiaofeng left you. Their chime echoes through the mountain ravine, steering the slumbering white tiger awake. Inside the manor, Xiaofeng remains in the meeting hall, amusing herself by sparring with the immortal healer. But the tiger's roar erupts with such dominance that it shakes the entire estate, an impossible sound for anyone to ignore. The distant clash of weapons falters and falls silent. Then the clamor shifts, surging toward the roar. If someone like me could stumble onto this place, it was only a matter of time before they found it too. Meowie can keep them busy for a bit. We'll double back the other way. Thank you, Chief. Wait, Chief is here. I'm like, where is Chief? Oh, she's on the right side. And everyone's facing this way. Why, great. What the...
This is the guidance of the flames.
Few undamaged areas remain within the manor. You use the rocky terrain for cover, locating a temporary hiding spot. They're distracted for the moment, but that won't last. How are you holding up?
I didn't expect it to be you outside. I had to forcibly stop my meditation. And the energy backlash.
She clenches her teeth as fresh blood seeps from the corner of her mouth. You're in no shape to fight anyone, even if you do manage to recover. What's the plan?
I have to try. I still have some unfinished business.
Something you still can't tell me about? Fine. Then I'll figure it out myself. Whatever you've been scheming this whole time, I'll get to the bottom of it. But first, we actually have to survive. We're not winning this in a fair fight. The only chance is getting out of the manor. Any paths down the mountain still open? Schwanger coughs out a laugh.
None. The back mountain path was crushed by an avalanche. And the front gate is sealed shut too. This whole place was designed as a trap from the start.
Oh my good lord. It feels like she plans on dying here. With all those evil heroes. She closes her eyes, her silence radiating an almost stubborn resolve. You stop pressing her for answers, focusing instead on the enemy's movements. In this brief silence, you feel her gaze on you.
But there is a way. One that could at least save you.
We don't want that! We want to save you too! Yeah, I know. Those other heroes already gave me the same offer. Sell you out, side with them? Sell you out.
Since you know, why haven't you?
Because we are on Team Jichuan all this time. Because I also know that even if I helped you right now, it wouldn't change much. Would still be in the same mess. Schwanger freezes in shock. Look, I'm not from Northwild. I don't have your fancy martial arts, and I don't know all the rules of your world. This CG looks amazing, man. Also, Chief looks handsome in this one. Wait, I should read that again. Look, I'm not from the Northwild. I don't have your fancy martial arts, and I don't know all the rules of your world. But I've got eyes, I saw the real evidence of what happened at the manor. I can tell right from wrong when I look at those charges. And I already know exactly what kind of people are making them. Even if I switch sides, they wouldn't exactly welcome me with open arms. More importantly, I know you're not behind those 3 incidents. Whatever you're actually after, this kind of CG, I know, right? Another bad omen, I think. More importantly, I know you're not behind those 3 incidents. Whatever you're actually after, you don't deserve to get handed over to them on false charges. If something's right, and someone needs help, and I'm in a position to do something, I can't just walk away, even if all I can manage is buying you a few more minutes. You hold yourself alert to outside dangers. Your voice pretty calm. The only reason I keep asking about your plans is that I need to know. Is helping you the right call? Behind all the lies and secrets, are you actually the kind of person Schwanger wants to be? The kind with real honor? A half stick of incense passes as she regulates her breathing, yet Schwanger still feels something inside her refuse to settle. 10 years ago, beneath the candy shop at the town entrance, a similar fire once burned. It surges through her, fierce and consuming.
Have they left?
This is the friend she was talking about? Her friend actually looks like a beggar, huh? Like the one she's wearing, similar to what she's wearing. And in here, she looks like a noble. How do they know each other?
Nope. Still circling up ahead. What'd you do to make them this mad?
They overturned Uncle John's bun stall. Sent his buns rolling everywhere. Wouldn't pay, wouldn't apologize. Just threatened to beat him instead. I couldn't just stand there. I told them I'd cover the cost. But they had to apologize to Uncle John first.
I knew it! Scabby Wong and his pack. They bully the street like they own it. Someone ought to teach them a real lesson.
Don't! There are too many of them. You should go. I don't want you caught up in this because of me.
What's there to be scared of? These fists don't know the meaning of the word. Hey, didn't I just haul you over here like it was nothing?
You're amazing. I'm not like you. All I did was run my mouth and nearly make things worse. My tutors always say I'm meant to take charge of the manor one day and help people. But I can't even help myself.
Who says? You stood up to them, told them to apologize, in front of everyone. That takes guts. That's what they call, speaking up for what's right. Me, I've just got muscle. Couldn't come up with words like that if I tried. And back there, if you hadn't spotted this broken basket pile, I'd still be running in circles, and they'd have caught me ages ago.
That's just a little cleverness. It doesn't really do anything.
That's not true. I've got strength. I can chase off the bad guys. You've got a sharp mind. You can see the way out when no one else can. Big fist or little fist, fist that protects someone is a good fist. That's all there is to it. You've got what you're good at. I've got what I'm good at. And if I'm gonna be Pingon Town's #1 hero, you can be #2.
You want to be a hero?
Just a small goal, no big deal. You could be one too. Real strength doesn't come from fists anyway. It comes from here.
Yes.
Your heart?
When there's a fire in here, people you want to protect, things you want to make right, that's when the strength shows up. You got people like that? Things you want to do?
This has been a repeating theme in Paths to Nowhere chapters and events, huh?
sure yet. My tutors want me to lead North Snow Manor. To make our name mean something again. To be the kind of manor master who helps people, the way my parents did.
Well, I know what I'm for. Whenever I see someone in this town getting pushed around, don't matter why, I step in. Figure out the rest later. Then I'll just go whoosh, jump right in front of them and shout, bullying the helpless in broad daylight, no shame, and then wham, bam, down they go. I got a little carried away. They're coming. You should go first.
Wait, what's your name?
No folks, no family, nothing to lose. I'm scruffy, sure, but I don't break when I fall, and I don't stay down when I'm kicked. Folks around here just call me Muddling.
That's an adorable name, Muddling.
When will I see you again?
Let's make it a deal. When I'm a real big hero, and you're a real great manor master.
What happened to Muddling? The half-incense meditation period comes to an end, and Jichuan opens her eyes. Remember, do not channel your internal force unless you have no other choice. These final treatments are fighting poison with poison, using fire to sustain a flame that's already guttering. Any strength you feel now is borrowed. When the oil runs dry and lamp goes out, that much is certain.
How much time do I have?
I got a bad feeling about this. Oh my god, that's so loud. I got a bad feeling about this, guys. She's gonna extinguish herself, isn't she? You have to use this method to mask your condition and preserve your life force. 3 months, perhaps. But if you push further, if you force your exertion in combat, your meridians will crumble in as little as 3 days. No! She's really dying, man. Jichuan turns her head. The pale winter sunlight does little to hide the anxious sweat on the other person's face. Sweat earned well, protecting her. She keeps count. In just a few short days, she has gone against the doctor's orders 3 times.
The grand banquet. Even with the illusion, I had to let a thread of internal force slip to fool those old foxes. That was the first.
Oh.
To escape from Dr. Yin's grasp. I had no choice but to use my martial arts again. That was another time.
And the other one is probably when she saved Chief.
But that poison fog trap.
Man.
I still don't know why I rushed in.
As we know, this style of art never follow with anything good for our heart. I know, right? It's like really an ominous sign of an impending doom, man. Despite it having a heartwarming scene.
Too many tales from down the mountain. Too many storytelling benches. Somewhere along the way, I started believing I was one of them. The fool who runs in to save people when no one else will.
That's Chief. Chief is also a fool who runs to save people when no one else will. You know, both are a same pea in a pod. But isn't the person before her committing the same foolish act? That's Chief, okay? This is the way she is. This is the other side of the martial world. Not just schemes and slaughter, but the choice to intervene when witnessing injustice. The choice to do what must be done despite knowing it's impossible. Even when strength is lacking, the will to protect something, to prove something, still burns. But at this moment, unlike her, she still has this withered branch in her hand. The one that can cut through the wind in battle.
Young hero. They'll find this place soon enough. But I have a way out.
I thought you said the manor was completely sealed off.
East Cliff. In the mist. There's an old plum tree. Beneath it lies a passage. The last resort I saved. Activating it will take a moment. And it won't be quiet. You're right. In my current state, if those three corner us, I can't guarantee we'll both make it. So I need you. Someone to execute the big fist and little fist move with me.
What is that? What's that?
That old friend of mine taught me. Muddling was a rare one in Northwild, born with the strength of a true hero. She used to say, fists big as clay pots, and fists little as peas. Each has its place. Back when I had no martial arts to speak of, I'd step forward, bluff and bluster, lure the troublemakers right where we wanted them. And Muddling, hidden nearby, would spring out and catch them completely off guard. She told me weeds and plum blossoms grow from the same soil. No hierarchy between them.
I love that.
But once you've got the strength to break through frozen ground, taking root to stand guard isn't just a choice anymore. It's a responsibility.
I really love Past the Nowhere's writing, man. It feels like most of the things that we read in this event sounds so freaking poetic. Maybe if you understand Chinese, that's just how they write, I guess. You have heard her mention that old friend once before, but this is the first time you are learning that Northwild has such a natural-born hero. So you want me to be the bait?
No, not bait. I need you to be my eyes and voice. Not just to draw them out, but also to mislead, to maneuver. Use what you're good at. Observation, judgment, and talking. Keep them busy and buy me a moment.
Chief can definitely do all those things. She reaches out and gently brushes the hair before your eyes, clearing your field of vision. They are so both of them are so sweet towards each other, man.
I know that most of what I've told you has been lies. My name, my identity, even these martial arts I wield. They're wrapped in deception too. I've exploited your kindness, dragged you into this mess, and put you in harm's way. I won't deny any of it, but one thing I never lied about.
With a tight grip on her stick, she uses it to lever herself up from the corner.
For once, I want to be a real hero. I want to help the people of Northwild. I want the heavy snow on this land to stop.
We can do this. Oh my, everyone is here. Schwanger has devised an escape plan. You should follow her instructions. This plum tree in this desolate, snowy landscape looks kind of eerie. The wind howls like blades atop the mountain cliff. Shen Wanshou and Ji Guining stand at the precipice, their figures sealing off the narrow ground. But below, they see only an endless sea of clouds. No sign of their quarry.
Hidden here? Clever. But this spirit-guiding jade of mine is no bauble. If it can't sniff out a codex, it can certainly track two warm bodies.
Young Master Shen, flaunt any louder, and they might just drag you down with them out of desperation.
Even a fake phoenix dares to scold me? For the Alliance's sake, I let it slide. You have a better idea, then?
The princess points. Her fingertip traces the air toward the footprints. They are sharp and clear in the snow, a deliberate trail leading straight to the old plum tree at the cliff's edge. The tracks are too obvious. They mean only one thing: a trap.
Young friend, restrain yourself. It's not too late. You're no true villain. Why stake your future on that manor master? She who sets deadly snares and stains her hands with blood.
The audacity of this bitch. You also have stained your hands in blood. What are you saying? You lean back against the old plum tree, standing on the very edge of the cliff. The footprints are indeed a decoy to make them suspicious and keep them exactly where you want them. Beneath the plum tree's roots is a hollow. When wind passes through, it wails like a mourner, and its resonance can shatter one's internal force. But the effects require 3 people positioned in a triangle. Jichuan's instruction echoes in your mind. You calculate the timing, waiting for the right moment. As awesome as someone who loves wuxia Sidra, I love this event to my bones. Events that get everything. I love what I don't really watch a lot of wuxia dramas, but I did watch a couple, and I am a fan. I love how this event is presented to us. It's so freaking exciting. It's like watching a TV series right in front of my eyes. Even though we just got still pictures right here, I can really imagine what's going on the screen. Where are we? Beneath the plum tree's roots is a hollow. When the wind passes through, it wails like a mourner, and its resonance can shatter one's internal force. But the effects require 3 people positioned in a triangle. Jichuan's instructions echoes in your mind. You calculate the timing, waiting for the right moment.
Young hero, the road ends here. Let's settle this once and for all.
Pretend to beg for mercy. I don't like that. Chief's supposed to be cool. How do you want to settle this? Settle what? I don't recall owing you. Or have you simply decided everything in Northwild is yours, and now my life as well? I can just imagine everything. Me too! That's why I said it's like a TV series. Wait, I'll read that again. Settle what? I don't recall owing you. Or have you simply decided everything in Northwild is yours, and now my life as well? As you speak these words, your shoulder shifts back in what appears to be an unconscious lean. The movement is immediately detected. Shen Wancho crashes low and advances half a step towards your left, while Ji Guining adjusts her position accordingly to maintain their coordinated containment.
Bold words for someone looking for an exit. Fine. Here's my family's gold token. With it, you can draw from any Shen bank in Northwild. Just show yourself and hand over Jichuan. Profit with no risk. What say you?
Couldn't ask for more. That's too much for a nobody. No. Couldn't ask for more. That's great. I've been thinking it's time I struck it rich. How about you toss that token over first? Let me see if it's real. As though she expects you to be the type who rejects the carrot and opts for the stick. Ji Guining displays no sign of anger.
Gold is dust in the end. You cannot shield her, nor that codex, the root of all this blood. Give it to me. I swear by the Ji name, this strife ends. You walk free, unburdened.
I like the money more than what you're proposing. Their presence sharpens, but the third pressure has yet to make itself known. Young Master Shen's gold, Lady G's vows of innocence. Back and forth offering deals tainted and hollow. I can't play your righteous game. I'd only fumble it and end up like Jiawube and the rest.
That's their misfortune, their folly. But you still have a path. You still can choose survival.
Your G name has no value, you know. Right. The two have clearly lost their temper. Their combined presence cuts off every possible escape route around you. But they are also moving closer, straight into the formation you plan. Let's go! Survival? I chose this morning when you came for me. I won't be part of your rot.
Gold is gold. Power is power. Coin knows no right or wrong, and strength asks no leave. Since you're too ungrateful to see reason... Lady G, I hear your Peepa can draw blood with enchanting notes. Once we've bound this one, I'd love a performance. Having the fool dangle upside down outside the manor gates could be a fine warning.
Just as Shen Wancho begins to unfurl his folding fan, laughter rings out, arriving fashionably late.
That codex is a curse. You two have years yet. Don't
Everyone is
squander
here.
them. Hand it over, and this old man vows your body's intact, your grave serene. A kindness, truly.
No. Everyone's words. You just cannot believe them. Right now. The moment the shout leaves your lips, a chorus of deep pricks echoes from the plum tree's roots, as if something slumbering beneath the earth stirs awake. Ancient vines cling to the rock face snap taut, and the currents of air above the cliff, disturbed by the sudden obstacles, compress and accelerates into chaos. A visible spiraling vortex of violent wind materializes, completely engulfing the three figures who now stands exactly at the triangle focal points. Fierce winds crash down, sending robes and hair into a wild dance, while deep resonant tones from the plum tree's hollow roots thrum through the gale. The air thickens around them like mountain stones. Their internal force stalls, and they find themselves utterly immobilized. Yay! In the blink of an eye, the formation is sealed. The winds of heaven and earth channeled through the ancient tree holds the three firmly in place. An ethereal woman's voice, impossibly clear, cuts through the howling gale and the vortex's thunderous roar, reaching each ear with perfect clarity.
Shen Wancho, last year, on the 3rd day of the 12th month, at River Luo's ferry crossing, the Shen family sought glory through disaster relief. Yet suddenly